Can y'all see in the back? Is anybody here in this room with me? Yeah. Can y'all see in the back? All right, good, good, good. Don't be no slow responders today now. Y'all gotta give me a reason to be here. Give me a reason to be here. I'm gonna wait for all y'all to get in. So basically what I came to do is talking about the ascension. Ascension means to rise, and it's called true healing of the mind, body, and spirit, or soul, whichever one y'all want to call it. It's interchangeable. But we finna show and prove that it's a biological plot against the so-called black man and black woman, and the whole question is why. Now, for those that are Hebrew Israelites up in here, y'all already know the reason why, but we're gonna go deeper into the science to prove the reason why. And then the thing is we always getting questions asked to us, but it's never an answer. So I'm finna give y'all an answer. So whenever we done with everything, we're gonna have a couple of breaks. Between the breaks, I'm gonna be selling some of my herbs. Make sure y'all go and support that Shebrew up in there, that queen up in there. She got some real good food for y'all. There's waters back there. And at the end of the seminar, y'all can ask me any question. This is how it's not scripted. Any question, and there'll be a real answer to it, no matter what it's about. Spirituality, the Bible, commit, because we got a couple committed people up here, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So I was gonna stand here and talk to y'all about how I got all these different type of certifications and this and that, but that ain't gonna do nothing for y'all, because once y'all learn this system, y'all gonna be like, well, hell, he done told me everything about what he got, and he just proved that they don't know what they talking about anyway. So if he got taught from them, then that means he don't know what he's talking about. So I'm gonna take y'all through that. So I want to take y'all through a journey. So we all come from what they call the continent of Africa, whether you believe it or not. Even Israel, Israelites, who I think I am, you know what I'm saying? But Israel is a part of what? Africa. So no matter if you claiming you Egyptian or you claiming you a Hebrew, Igbo, whatever, if you melanated, if you're a melanated people and you look like us, and it's a difference between us and Africans, and I'm going to show and prove that too, by animals, by their organs, by blood, and everything. But we all from that land, and we do inherit that land. Little baby, where that little baby at? So yeah, we finna get started. So y'all see what's on the board? I'm gonna wait on y'all to get up in here. I'll wait on y'all. I'll wait on everybody to get in. So what we got up here is the true healing of the mind, body, and spirit. I tried to tag people in because I jacked this picture from off Google. So I put her name in at the bottom. What they call it, citing or something? When you cite somebody else's stuff? Right. So yeah, I ain't jacking nobody. And anybody, any information I got from anybody, I will shout them out. Or we on here, and when the presentation done, I will show a screen of everybody that I got the information from. All right, let's get started. So this is what I want to start off showing. Look at this age-adjusted percentage of persons 20 years of age and over who have high blood pressure from 2009 to 2012. Now look at the men and women, look at the non-Hispanic black, look at the non-Hispanic white, and actually look at the non-Hispanic white and black ratio. And you will see that we are always higher in any disease than anybody else. But the whole question is this, y'all. Why? Why? Why did everybody in America, the so-called African-American Negro, is the highest in all diseases? Now everybody gonna start giving all these examples of physical things, but we never go back to a spiritual substance. And we keep forgetting that we are actually a spiritual people. So do anybody know what spirit mean? What does spirit mean? Anybody? What do it mean? Spirit, soul, anybody else? Because we have a misconception of what spirit is too. And every time we bring up spirit, somebody think it's something taboo, and it's not. Spirit can actually be proven through science. And what science? Check out the rest of these slides, y'all, before we actually get into this presentation. It's mind-blowing. This is diabetes, which I've healed over 45 people of diabetes, type 1 and 2, within the last year. Within the last year. So look at this. It says Black Americans are 77% more likely than white Americans to be diagnosed with diabetes. You see that? Now look at the age-adjusted charts. So we see out of every 100,000 people, It's always 9,200 black men that have come up with it and only 6,300 white men. Why is that? These are the questions we really have to start asking ourselves. Now look, check out the diagnosis for black woman, for the black woman. No matter what disease we have amongst the black community, the black goddesses always have more than anybody else. So I'm trying to show y'all something for y'all minds can start actually going through this process of like what's really going on. Why are they attacking our women more than they even attacking us? See, y'all look on Facebook and y'all see the police gunning us down in the streets. Now that's very bad, it really is. But y'all ain't looking what's going on behind these doctors, these chemicals. And by the way, chemical means Kemet. Kemet means to be black, to be dark skinned. That's where you get Kemetic language from. That's why Egyptians say it's Kemet. So whenever you hear the word Kemet, it means black. So whenever you hear chemical, it means war against black people. Y'all can look this stuff up. So write that down. Whenever you see the word chemical, think about Kemet. And that's what a lot of people think that we come from. I know without a shadow of a doubt, we don't come from there. But hey, I'm not here to talk about that today. I'm here to talk about health amongst the black community. Now check out these STDs, right? The STDs, sexually transmitted demons. That's what I call them. Not disease, demons. Y'all see gonorrhea? Y'all see this? Look at the black. That's black right there, y'all. I got a point. Hold on, let me show off real quick. I forgot I had a point. Hold on. Here we go. So look, I kind of like this film. So look, this is the blacks right here, which is the gray line, right? Look at everybody else and look at the blacks. Y'all see that? And then as the years go on, it's skyrocketing more and more and more. Same for chlamydia. Look at this. Am I making this? These are charts. Y'all can look this stuff up yourself through common knowledge just on Google. So not only is we the highest in high blood pressure, not only we the highest in diabetes, not only we the highest in gonorrhea, chlamydia. Let's keep going. There's a few slides. What this sister here was just talking about earlier, HIV and HPV. Look at blacks. And they got y'all thinking these things are viruses. These are not viruses. HIV is not a virus. HIV is a glycoprotein. They're killing us through what they literally weaponizing chemicals, weaponizing your food, weaponizing your water, weaponizing your thoughts, weaponizing you through frequencies. This is way deeper than what you think. Before y'all leave up out here today, y'all gonna know, like on every different level is warfare against us. But again, the question is, what's the question? Why? Who are you? What makes you so important that their main focus is to keep you down? Why do they want to keep y'all minds down? Why they don't want y'all to ascend? Obviously, if y'all do ascend, it's gonna be some hell to cost against them. So look at this. This HIV, which is highly curable, y'all. Highly curable. Highly. All you gotta do is cleanse the lymphatic system, the skin, and clean out the pancreas. That's it. HIV is gone. That's how you know it's not a virus, though. But we're gonna get to it. Herpes. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to talk about herpes. Because this is running wild in St. Louis. Check out herpes, y'all. Herpes. Now look, I want my point at. Look at the black Hispanics. Y'all see what line we is, right? Look at that. Now look at everybody else. And it says total population all the way down, but who's the highest? What's going on? Have you ever heard of the zoster vaccine? Who all heard of the zoster vaccine? Raise your hand. Do y'all know they was purposely giving us herpes in the early 1900s through this vaccine? Do y'all know herpes is not a virus as well? Do you know herpes comes from a Latin word which is herpien, and it means the creepy crawler. So what creeps and crawls? Sound like a parasite, right? Herpes is a parasitic. That's how I heal so many people with herpes. I went through and I cleaned out the parasite, and then you clean out the cellular walls. Herpes gone. Herpes gone. I'm talking about some people within 15 days, the most case 9 months, and that's because she had a shot immune system. You see that? But again, it's not a virus. And they'll tell you real quick, oh, we can't get rid of this, and they'll try to subscribe you something called lysine. Well, guess what lysine is, y'all? Lysine is a simple amino acid that your body needs. So as we go on through this presentation, y'all gonna start to see healing is in biochemistry or biochemet chemistry, which means to be black. See, they have attached Kemet to religion. Kemet is not a part of religion, it's a science. Just like the Bible is a science. It's not a part of Christianity. You won't see Christianity in the Bible not one time. Am I lying, Hebrews? You see that? So what's really going on here? Thank you, sister. Cancer, which is very high amongst us. Now, this is the reason why I really wanted to show this chart, because you see Caucasians. Caucasians is just as high as blacks. But why is that? And once we get into the anatomy of the Caucasian, the Crapazoid, it's going to blow y'all mind. For any white people in here, my bad, brother, but I ain't finna hold my tongue. It is what it is. No disrespect, though, but facts is facts. So we finna spit facts today. So if any of y'all don't like my terminology, none of that, you know, I love y'all, but there's the dope. All right. So look, you see the whites is up with the blacks and everybody else is low. So we the highest in diabetes, we the highest in STDs, we the highest in HIV, which is not a sexually transmitted disease. It can be. You can get HIV from your food. HIV do not turn into AIDS. AIDS is when the immune system is shot and it don't reboot itself. You can get herpes from your food. You can get herpes from your vaccines. You can get it. Yes, that's what I'm saying. All these things. Herpes is nothing but a parasite. So now it can be passed on sexually transmitted, but if it's a sexually transmitted disease, then who the hell got it first before they start having sex? When you start asking yourself these type of questions, like, come on, man, we've been hoodwinked. We've been hoodwinked, y'all. We have. All right, so it brings me back to this question. I need y'all to read it together. Who are you? Who what? Who are you? Who what? Who are you? Now, can any of y'all in this room tell me who y'all is without attaching a nationality to it? Anybody? Can anybody in this room tell me who y'all are without attaching a nationality to it? See, most of my Hebrew Israelites, I'm gonna give y'all a chance. That brother raised his hand first. Hey man, don't be trying to come over here and give my lesson away, man. Don't be giving my lesson away, man. Good job though. What about you, Queen? Oh yeah. Well, y'all already know, so I guess we skip like 6 slides or something. No, I'm just messing with y'all. But yes, that's exactly what we are. We're like beings. So I put this picture of this black family up to show different shades of black, different shades of these light beings. And y'all, do y'all notice what carbon is? Do y'all notice what sugar is? That's what melanin is. It's all different shades of black. All light came from where? The darkness. Huh? Your comedic science show you this, and the Bible show this. Huh? So all of us is literally light beings sitting in here, and I'm finna show y'all this scientifically through the slide. So we got many different shades. Did y'all know? Write this stuff down. Every single color comes from the color black. Every single color comes from the color black. Every color. Every color. Ain't that mind blowing? So then you start getting into it. There is no other color but black. What black is crystallized melanin. And when the frequency changes and it bends, it actually gives off a different color, or what we call hue. Hue is what you call a human being. So if you're not colored and you're not black, you're not considered a human being. Huh? So how do they call themselves human beings when they don't have a lick of hue, which is color in them? These are scientific questions that we got to start asking them, because they teaching us all this knowledge, but it's not getting us nowhere. So when they tell us something, we leave off confused because they're using all these big ass words that we can't even understand. Then we going and Google and stuff. Google a lie because it's made by this man. So you see, everywhere you going through this system, you go into roadblocks, and you ask yourself why. Obviously, it's a diabolical plot on every brother and sister up in here. But the reason is what? Why? Go ahead, sister. All right, so y'all seen the black people, right? This black family made of many different shades. But when you get down to what the anatomy of the body is made of, we are made of cells. So what we made of? We're made of cells. Cells make up tissue. Tissue make up organs. Organs make up body systems. You have 11 of these systems, and then the systems make up your whole body. So you are nothing but cells. Your body comprised of 150 trillion cells. The Caucasoid body only comprised of, I think, 75 trillion. Look it up. Google it. Somebody Google that in. And correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody got a phone here? Because I don't want to speak no lies of her. I think there's 75, but ours is 150 trillion cells. They ain't crazy? Do you know each of your cells got a digestive system? Huh? Each of your cells pee, urinate. Each of your cells. So look, if they have a digestive system, and if they urinate, that means they must what? Eat. So what are you feeding your cells? And notice how self and cell sound just alike. Huh? Notice how they sound just alike. So when I say I love myself, I literally mean it on a cellular level. I love my cells. So what are you guys feeding y'all bodies? Huh? Let's keep it going. Now check this out. These are humans. These are human stem cells applications. So you see all these cells make up muscles, then you got your intestinal cells, you got your liver cells, you got your cardiac cells, then you have your nerve cells and your blood cells. But all of these are what, y'all? So you're made of nothing but what? Down to your eyes, your fingernails, all of these things need to eat. All of them, they organize themselves as community. And see, this is what they figured out. They figured out that we can't attack them physically because they're spiritual people. So the thing is, to find out the substance and the deep substance of anybody, you have to keep going in. So say if I get a black human being and I put this human on the ground and I get a magnifying glass and I keep going in many different millimeters to see what's inside of him. First, I'm going to see skin. Then I'm going to see a lot of hair. Then I'm going to see another different substance and layer of skin. Then I'm going to see blood. Then through the blood, I'm going to see bone. Then through the bone, I'm going to see plasma. Then through the plasma, I'm going to see cells. Then through the cells, I'm going to see atoms. Through the atoms, I'm going to see protons, electrons, neutrons, and solar times. Solar means what? The sun. Guess who only got solar times? Us. Only us. Nobody else. Nobody else have solar times. So when that brother said that we are alike, he really meant that on a scientific level. So you see, when you go all the way into this, and when you get to the solar times, the electrons and the neutrons and the protons, and you blow that up, it's something called DNA. Then you blow this DNA up, it's something called nucleosides. You blow the nucleosides up, it's pure nothingness. Nothing. So where do we come from? It's pure nothingness. Nothing. So if you can Google this, anybody Google it. 88% of all atoms is full of nothing but empty air. And you're made of atoms. 88% of all atoms is made of nothing but empty air. Somebody prove me wrong, Google it. This is y'all time to actually challenge somebody. That's our problem. We never challenge each other and we believe what anybody say. Just because I'm up here and it sounds good, I could be completely lying to y'all. So I need y'all to start challenging this stuff and write this stuff down. Okay? So now if we're made of nothing but air, this is how you collide or how you put spirituality to science. What is air? Air is what? Hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. Guess what you are made out of? Your three components: hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. So you, in your physical form, is still the highest spiritual being that this planet has ever seen. Do y'all see how they connect? Do we need to go back, or everybody's catching on so far? Is anybody here? Yeah. All right, come on, speak up. I'm y'all brother. Let's go to the next slide. All right, so the oldest living cell ever known to this planet is called a prokaryotic cell. Okay, prokaryotic cell. This is a prokaryotic cell. All right, any other human being on planet Earth, whether it's a dog, an animal, whatever, the 6 feet lizard giant man, whatever we want to make up, they're called a eukaryotic cell. So if you're a black African American, so-called African American, you are a prokaryotic cell. Now, the amazing thing about a prokaryotic cell is it is a single cell organism. Do y'all know what that means? Single cell? It's just one. It just needed one cell to become who it is. It didn't need to be mixed with monkeys. It didn't need to be mixed with German shepherds. It didn't need to be mixed with this type of bacteria. Only thing it needed was itself. And that's what y'all is. Now, this is very important that y'all write this down, because when I get into healing, I'm going to show you how I heal so quickly, because you have to understand these fundamental principles. Okay? So you see, you got the ribosomes, you got the nucleoids, and then you got the DNA, which is inside of the cell, right? All this other stuff you don't really need to talk about, because it's going to get explained in the next slide. Now, remember this cell, because it's a single cell, but you see this DNA strand. Y'all see the DNA strand? Other cells don't work like that. Other cells are dependent on other cells, and them cells are dependent on bacteria. Only thing you depend on is the very spirit and breath that you was born in. And that spirit and breath we call Yahweh, we call God, or we call Elohim, or some of the Kemetic people call Amun Ra. But this is going to take you back to this source. So you are made of a single cell organism that has literally popped itself into thin air. And I'm going to show you how I did that. Go ahead. Now, prokaryotes. It says, or all single cell organisms that lack membranes, enclosed nucleus, and organelles. What an organelle is a eukaryotic cell with an organ system that already came and packed within it, but it needs other things to make it. Let's keep going. It says evidence for this is the fact that Mitro, how you say that word? Mitochondria, which is what, y'all? Anybody know what it is? Y'all know the word? Y'all know what it is? Yes. So this is actually the digestive system and the powerhouse of the cell. So when your cells eat, it breaks down into something called ATP. This is what all cells get its gas from. But from any gas, you have a counterpart or a negative side. So for carbon, you have carbon what? Dioxide. Okay? Now, so check this out. So the mitochondria in the chloroplasts, and this is what you call chlorophylls. This comes from plants. Chlorophyll is very good. It's full of melanin. It says both contain their own what? DNA and what? RNA. So our cells contain their own what? DNA and all. It's not mixed with nobody else's. It's not mixed with anybody else's cells. You can't say that about any other race. They're all mixed in and intermingled with one another. But us, we came here by ourselves and we leaving this deal by ourselves. This is what it is. See that by ourselves? Did y'all ain't? Whatever. It says, which strongly suggests that they were once what? Free living organisms that came to life inside of what? Some host cells. So do y'all know what that means? This means that this cell must have came from another host that was not on this planet. Huh? So then you see in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth was without form and void, and darkness moved upon the face of the deep. But you get into where he said, let us create man in our image and our likeness, and say, oh, okay, so we made it in the image and quality and uniqueness of God. And this stuff actually lines up and break it down. So now when you start getting into healing, and while we are so sick with disease and illnesses, you see the only way to get a black man and a black woman sick is you have to attack the cells on the DNA level. So that's why we're not healing from diseases, because we're not paying attention to DNA. Let me get the next slide point. All right. Well, we already went through that. Let's change the next one. Let's get to it. All right, extraterrestrial. Remember I said that we come from planets, right? Now peep this type of stuff. It says in 1969, a meteorite left over bits from an origin of the solar system landed near, I don't know that name, Mexico. All right. The meteorite and others of its sorts have been analyzed and found to contain amino acids. Do y'all know what amino acids is? Y'all remember I was talking about something called lysine? And how lysine was a simple what? Amino acid, and that's what they use to help treat herpes. Huh? So if you don't want to have an outbreak when you have herpes, guess what they give you? They give you something called lysine. Lysine actually fight against another amino acid called arginine. Arginine is what actually feeds this protein. You see what I'm saying? But the only thing it does is make the virus, or what they call the virus, which is a parasitic, go dormant, and it goes and hides itself inside your nervous system. And whenever you get stressed out or you eat certain things that add to the arginine, this is what they call a breakout. All the breakout is when the virus or this parasite come and attack the cell. When it comes to attack the cell, your white blood count rises up and kills off the parasite. So since it's on a cellular level, when that parasite dies, this is where you get the bumps from. That's a dead parasite. So whenever they bump up, that's dead parasites. Literally, look this stuff up, man. It's mind blowing. But peep what it says though. It says the building blocks of proteins, one of the 4 organic molecule groups, basics to all life. To all life. Okay. Now I want to get down to the nitty gritty here. Where is that? This is what I'm looking at right here. Y'all see that? It says, so basically prokaryotic cells are among the most what? Primitive forms of what? Life on Earth. So when y'all think of primitive, y'all think about orangutan / humanoids running through the jungle. Do y'all know all primitive mean is the first beings? It just means first. Look it up. So they got us thinking primitive, meaning we done came from monkeys through evolution, through evolution is what I call it. Like we done came from monkeys and all of that, but all primitive mean is first being. So we know that we're made of prokaryotic cells, and we know that any other race is made of eukaryotic cells. So what do they make us? Do they make us second on Earth or what on Earth? First. So the ancestors was what? That was black beings. All the way back. You can't go back to no history before, even in the dark ages, that there wasn't a black being running this planet. Even the people that call him so-called Jesus Christ, if you read the very scripture that calls him what? A black man. Huh? Skin on some fine brass. Isn't fine brass brown? As if it burnt in the furnace. So now you already got something brown. Then you put it in the furnace. When it get out the oven, it's gonna be dark as hell, ain't it? So you see this very person that they want to call Jesus Christ is actually a dark-skinned man. And then you start getting into scriptures and the science of the scriptures, and he say that let your light shine, and he is the light of the world, and he made you to be the light unto other nations. And then it goes back to this light stuff that we've been talking about. See that? But my whole thing is, if you are light, right, which we all agree to, what is your purpose then? What do light do? Shine. Shine like a mother effer. I ain't curse y'all. All right, go ahead. Okay, so on earth it says, remember that primitives does not necessarily equates to outdated or unworkable in a evolutionary sense, since primitive bacteria seems little change. It says, and thus may be viewed as well adapted. It says, for over 3.5 GA, prokaryotes or prokaryotic cells, before creo nucleus. Now I want to say something about nucleus. Nucleus is what's in the center of a cell. So nu means something, what? A beginning of something, right? Sun, that's where it really come from, nucleus. So every time a new cell comes, you actually become a new sun. Now remember I said that we all light. So write that down. Look this stuff up. Test me on it. And where's y'all pens and papers at anyway? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, all right, I see something. Okay. What's going on? All right, it says these organisms lack membrane-bound organisms. It says as seen in figures 5 and 6. I didn't put the pictures on there. That's all we need for that. We can keep going. I'm just trying to cover a lot of territory here before we actually get into the actual lesson. So, cellular lifespan, rebirth and process. Okay, the colon cells die off about what? Every 4 days. So your colon, every 4 days, you have a new entire colon. This is how you know if you're losing your cells right. If you go and get in the tub right now, or you take a good shower, y'all see all that dirt around, that ring around the tub, y'all think that's dirt. That's not dirt. That is dead skin cells. That's what that is. That's what it is. So it says your colon cells die off after about 4 days. Sperm cells have a lifespan of only about what? 3 days. At the latest your sperm cell can live is 3 days, and then it die off. And now the reason why I'm talking about sperm, because sperm is gonna get into all of this. I did a Facebook post that got a lot of attention. It was talking about how sperm has been corrupted and is unhealthy, and everything that springs from that is potentially unhealthy, right? And that's the state that we in. Okay. It says your entire outer layer of skin replaces and regenerates itself every 27 days. Every 27 days. Look this stuff up. And start looking at y'all bodies when y'all getting in the shower and when y'all getting out. Like us as black people, we don't pay enough attention to our bodies, especially men. All right. It says every blood cell in your body only lives 4 months before they are cycled out and replaces itself. This is called cell regeneration. You see that? And I put the names of everybody that talks about this stuff. So all your blood cells actually replace themselves in what? See if y'all listen. Every 4 months. Now, the reason why this is so crucial is because they say disease, leukemia. Leukemia is cancer in the blood. Well, how in the hell do I still got cancer 6 months later if my blood replaces itself every 4 months? See, wow. This is how they get us. This is how they get us, because these are facts. But what are we doing to keep this going on? We get diagnosed with cancer and we never stop eating what got us cancer in the first place. Because everything you eat breaks down into your DNA. And your DNA breaks down into your RNA. Your RNA could do something called photosynthesis, or it's called phytons. And these lights actually create new cells. So anything you eat, you literally become that thing. So if you're eating cancerous chicken wings all day, then you're going to be a cancerous chicken wing. These are facts. Look it up. It says your bones, even your bones replace themselves. Your bones replace and remodel themselves once every 3 years. During this process, it says mature bone tissue remove itself from the skeleton and new bone tissue is formed. Now, inside of your bones, you have something called what? Marrow. Do y'all know what marrow is? Marrow is what birthed your blood. Have y'all ever asked yourself, like, where the hell is my blood coming from? It's actually coming from inside of your bones. Actually coming from inside of your bones. So you are actually a living, renewing being. Everything about you in your body is machinery. If you look at how your body works, your liver actually grounds your brain. You're electrical. Your pituitary gland is made of copper, zinc, and gold. Your third eye, what they call your pineal gland, actually produces carbon. Your stomach is made of what? Nucleic acid. So you got acid, you got a positive and negative, which is your left and your right side, your left and right hemisphere of your brain. Then you have zinc, you have gold, you have copper. Then you have carbon, and then your liver grounds your brain, and then you ground yourself to the ground due to Earth magnetic field. So you are walking what?
Electromagnetic field.
Yeah? Probably got a better word. He real good to see electrics. What all that make, Electrical source. You are an electrical source. It's a difference now. Now you become a source. So God in Psalms 86 and 2, I believe, if I'm wrong, or 82 and 6, it says, did I not say that ye were gods? And you start reading that Bible, you're like, hold on, he's talking about me? This Bible is supposed to be written by a white man to keep me oppressed, just called me a god? Then you go to John 10 and 34, it says, isn't it written that I said you were gods? Then you look to who he was talking to black Pharisees of African descent. So even in the ancient Torah, and even in the Metru Netra, when you go into the Kemetic science, this has been well known. Everybody got the information. Everybody was hip. The only people ain't hip now is us. You go to Africa right now, they be like, nigga, you a god. You be like, I'm what? never heard that. Everybody hip but us. Why is that though? What is so special about these so-called African American Negroes? That's the whole question here. All right, your hair cycles out every 4 years. Now the thing is, now we're going to have to get into bald people that can't grow hair at all. You're good. Who said easy? My bad, brothers. I don't want to get shot or nothing. What security at over here? So look, your hair cycles out every 4 years. We were born with what? Hair follicles. It's not even talking about the hair that come up out of them. And that's why I said that the Most High only know the number of your hair, because out of each follicle grows between 1 and 7 strands of hair. Your hair is directly connected to your nervous system. You know how much hair y'all got inside y'all bodies? If you didn't have hair inside your body, you couldn't poop. What you think is pushing the intestinal walls and pushing all the enzymes to make you boo-boo in the first place? Do you know without hair you couldn't hear? What do you think are the vibrations in your ear when it have that melanin chemical substance? That's hair. Everything about your nervous system that moves electrons or protons and neutrons have something to do with hair. So when you lack hair on the outside, you lack hair where? On the inside. So that's a sign of what? Nerve is damaged. Nerve damage. Yeah. My bad, brother. My bald head brother. I'll get you together. All right, where I was at. Okay, on your head that are all pre-programmed to what? Go through a certain growth cycle. Explain Wesley. Okay, now look, even your memory changes. Did you know that? If we all witness an event right now, say we all was there at 9/11 and 15 years passed, and they all did an interview on everybody. We all was there at the same place, same time, and seen the exact same incident. Do you know if you sit down 20 different people, it's gonna be 20 different stories? And it's not on purpose. We ain't just out here lying. It's an event I seen. But why is the memory changed? Everything about you changed. Everything. So you see your skin cells change, your organ cells change, your hair, your nails, your memory, everything, your blood, everything about you changed. If everything about you changed, then who the hell are you? What stays the same? How do you even know who you are? Your brain changes. So look it up, scientifically proven. Your skin, your hair, your toenails, your organs, everything about you change. It dies off, then a new cycle come in and it makes you. You just never notice the change because you living in this vehicle. You never notice it, but you see people that be like, you look different when you ain't seen them in a while. That's because you went through these metabolic changes. So if everything about you changes down to your atoms, then who are you? How do you know you really are you? Anybody? Huh? Spirit. So what is spirit? That's what we're finna get into. You can go to the next slide. Now it's finna get good, y'all. All right. DNA. Well, I'm just saying, this is my stuff right here. This is my expertise, DNA. All right, DNA. DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic acid. All right, all it is sugar. You are made of nothing but sugar. Crystallized sugar becomes dark. This is called melanin or carbon. Now we finna show this. So it says DNA is made up of what? Strands of nucleotides. It says each nucleotide contains a phosphate group. If anybody follow me, all I talk about is what? Iron, what? Phosphate. All I talk about. Because if you see, we come from the land of Africa. The main herbs that is produced from that land is called what? Iron phosphate. You'll find it in a whole lot of herbs that we're going to be talking about later. So showing you that you have to heal according to the landmass you're from. Not according to your bloodline, not according to where you at now, but according to the landmass you're from. That's how I'm able to heal people. I can't heal a white man and a white boy the same way I heal you. It's totally impossible because the genetic makeup is very different. I can't give a white person too much iron phosphate. It'll kill them because they got too much ammonia and sulfur in their body. I can give you so much calcium that it'll shut down your thyroid gland. You do bad with calcium, but you do very good with iron phosphate. Showing, so look, I mean, all you got to do is like this. So when you go to, so say if I go to Antarctica right now, what animals you gonna see in Antarctica? Polar bears. Polar bears. Now notice he came with his environment. He have a coat, which is his thick fur to match his environment. What do we eat? He eat fish. That's good for him because fish is full of fatty acids that keep his coats warm. Now, say I fly over to Africa. What type of animal I'm going to see running through the jungle? I'm going to see what? A lion, which needs nothing but meat. Elephants. All right, let's talk about some herbivores and some frugivores out there. The gorilla. Dr. Sebi talk about this a lot. When you see the gorilla got all that fur, but his pores are so big because he sweat a lot, because he's taking in so much heat. You can't put a gorilla in Antarctica, he'll die in a day or two. Guess what he eat? He eat what grows naturally in that land, which is what? Fruits, nuts, and berries. We come from Africa, right? So why the hell we eating polar bear food? We eat fish, cheeseburgers, hamburgers. We eat everything that don't even come from there. And we wonder why we messed up on the DNA level. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this DNA is made of strands of nucleotides. Each nucleotide contains a phosphate group. It's called sugar phosphate, iron phosphate. The reason why it's called a phosphate group is because it's made up of 5 sugars. You are nothing but sugar, nothing but sugar. It says these types of nitrogen bases are adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. I think I said that right. Let's go to the next slide. Let's go to the next slide. We're trying to get deep into this because this is where it gets deep set. All right, so when you look at deoxyribonucleic acid, it says DNA is a very large molecule made up of smaller units called nucleotides. Each nucleotides have 3 parts: a sugar, ribose, a phosphate molecule, and a nitrogen base. This is how it looks. So these backbones right here, this is the backbone. Notice even your DNA have a backbone. They have a whole structure. Here go the hydrogen bonds, and here go the nitrous base. And these are the actual amino acids that makes up DNA. Now, what's crazy here is this. So you see these different color chains that links these back pairs together, these backbones, these are full of amino acids, and they only get linked up in a certain type of way. And this is how they link up: ATP, CTP, GTP, TTP, and then so on and so forth. Well, every single night you go to sleep, these codes change. So I mean, this has been racking my brain for like 3 years. Like, why do these codes change this way? Why are they constantly changing? They actually trying to unlock themselves. See, the thing about DNA is the most spiritual thing on your body. That's what you are. You are DNA. Everything is break down in DNA. DNA is these sugars or this crystal. What they won't tell you is DNA is nothing but melanin. That's what it is. This is the key to healing. Melanin. Let me get the next slide. All right, these sugar chemicals are on the outside of the double helix that holds the bases together. Phosphates are the chemicals that join the sugars together. You see that? So if you made of nothing but sugar, and sugar is melanin, and they doing everything to attack our black and attack our melanin, in order to get back in full health, I need more what? Sugar, which is what? Melanin. We just been eating the wrong sugar. We want the white sugar. If it's white, it's bad for you, I'm telling you. White sugars, bleached white flour, like once you start getting to this, because it lacks the carbon substance. See that? We can get the next slide. All right, DNA. It says the instructions within the DNA of a single cell, It says if written out will fill up a 600-page book. So think about the smallest cell, just one cell. You have 150 trillion cells in your body. Just one of them cells. When you go inside that cell, you break up the atom, you move around the electrons and the protons and neutrons, and you open up the nucleus, the new sun. It's a string in there. You remember that prokaryotic cell I showed y'all? They had that little squiggly string. It says that the information from there, if you was able to write it out, it'll fill up a 600-page book. So when I first studied this, I asked myself a question. What the hell is written in all of that? Go ahead. 1,000. Okay, well, that was my next slide. Because it went 600 miles. If you stretched it out, 600 miles out of one cell goes 600 miles, which is crazy to me. Because it's nothing inside of me that goes 600 miles. But my small intestines, how many feet that go out? Huh? Huh? 6 feet. What about your large intestine? Huh? So when you put them together, how many did that make? But look, I'm sure I'm 5'6". So that means my small intestine and large intestine is taller than me. But it's all fitting inside the stomach of mine. See what I'm saying? So the more deeper you go and the more you get into molecules and things, you'll start seeing how you were uniquely designed. So you see that it says, my bad, y'all, it will fill 1,000 6-page books. It says each cell is a world brimming with as many as 200 trillion tiny groups of atoms. So each cell got how many atoms? And look, the crazy thing is, see, I get the opportunity to talk to a lot of scientists, and because I'm building up a big old base of fans and I love doing this stuff. And they send you stuff where you see these atoms and you see how they orbit. It orbit just like the sun, the moon, and planets. So you are literally a miniature universe. You are literally a miniature universe. So instead of looking up, we need to be looking within. Huh? Then the Bible say the kingdom of God is where? Within. We got to talk about that. The church don't want to hear that. Church don't want to hear that because you're going to be like, what the hell I'm giving you my tithes for? I mean, if I'm the universe, what the hell I'm giving you money for? They don't want to hear that. Huh? All right, it says trillion tiny groups of atoms called molecules. It says all 46 human chromosome threads linked together would measure more than 6 feet. That's deep. 6 feet. It says, yet the cell nucleus, what nucleus mean? New what?
New cells.
New sun or new cells, same thing. Sun cells, all because it's all generated by electricity. But the thing is, electricity is unstable and it becomes acidic. See, you're not just an electrical being, you're an electromagnetic being. So you need magnetics. That's where healing is. You fill the bodies and the cells of electric, and then you need magnets to pull out the messed up substance and the waste that messed up your cells in the first place. And that's how you heal disease. It says, yet the cell nucleus that contains them is less than 4/10,000ths of an inch in diameter. How is that even possible? And this is true stuff. So like you made up a spiritual stuff, whether you want to believe it or not. Huh? Yeah, recreate themselves. And that's what we went through when we went through the cell lifespan. Your skin cells every 27 days, your colon cells. Yeah, since y'all been sitting here, y'all stomach cells is actually called serotonin, melanin. Melanin makes up melatonin, and melatonin makes up serotonin. It done went through and replaced y'all whole stomachs as y'all been sitting down. Literally. Y'all don't even know that. So then when you get up, you're like, oh, I gotta go use the bathroom. What you think, you just boo-booing out food? No, you boo-booing out everything that's being renewed up in there for new cells can generate themselves. See, once you get taught this type of stuff, then you know how to heal. We don't know how to heal. We just used to taking chemicals. What do chemic mean? Black. Yes, against black. So anytime you take a chemical, it's against your blackness. Anytime. So anytime you take a medicine or something called an antiviral, why do I want, or antibiotic? I want something that's anti-life. Bio is chemistry. Chemistry means life. You know what biology is? It's the study of melanin, how it moves and interacts with other molecules. So why would I want to take something that's against my blackness? See, what y'all gonna see is the Bible called melanin covenant blood. We're gonna get to it. It gets deep. All right, come on, y'all. All right, what is DNA? It says the deoxyribonucleic acid is a self-replicating material which is present in nearly all living organisms as the main what? Huh? Of what? Chromosomes. Now, what is a chromosome? A chromosome is where it's that X, X, Y. It's part of the DNA, and it looks like this. Well, guess what's inside the chromosome? Every information that you need. Inside of this is all the instructions to life. So inside of your chromosomes, it already got whether you're gonna be susceptible to HIV, to whatever disease, how many children a woman gonna have. When she's in her, I don't want to talk crazy, got children here. When she's in the scrotum of her father, while she's in the sperm sac, every cell we have, if it's potentially a woman, inside of his sperm already, inside of his testicles, She already have as many babies she will ever produce. This is written way before you even came into the physical. So like, who is creating us here? Like, what is really going on here? Y'all get that?
Yeah.
Y'all sure? What I just say?
Great information.
While she's in her father, so everything she's already inside of her, even determine how many kids she's going to have.
Yep, everything. And they call this DNA signatures. So my thing is, who the hell is just signing off on all my cells? You got 150 trillion cells. That means you got 150 trillion signatures on each cell. So who is making all these? Who is imputing this information, and who is signing off saying it's good to go? Who doing that? Huh? I've been looking it up. You know DNA is a language? Y'all see the APT, the CBC, and all of them, when all of these amino acids put together? Did you know in Morse code it actually spells out a language? DNA is a language within itself. So then you have to start asking yourself a question. How did the first person start speaking? Huh? The first person that was put on earth, how did he start speaking? Somebody teach him how to speak? And if somebody taught him how to speak, then that means he wasn't the first person on earth. So where did he start speaking from? What gave him his language? His DNA. So y'all see how deep DNA is? All right. It says, it is the carrier of genetic information, instructions used for growth, development, functioning, and what? Reproduction. If you took the DNA from all the cells in your body and lined it up end to end, it would form a strand. It would form a strand 6 million miles long. That's what I was talking about. See how long that is? That's how much information you got in you. So then you see what geniuses are. Geniuses, so you have something, they say you have 24 strands is locked inside of your DNA. They call it junk DNA. This is what happened when the fall of man came. So you can't use it no more. But geniuses only use a little bit of that. Imagine if you can unlock every strand of your DNA. I wouldn't need no car. You tell me to pull up, I'm popping through a wormhole on your ass. This is the potential we have, though. This is the potential we have. That's why you see the shamans meditating and they start levitating off the ground. Start levitating. Or you see certain people that can cover their eyes fully up and open their third eye and see everything in the room. You do it when you sleep. You ain't never been wide in the witch's room and something be on your chest, you can't wake up. You know you sleep, but you can see everything around the room. Then you wake up. What y'all think that is? That's your DNA trying to unlock itself. That's that change I'm talking about. Every time you go to sleep, your DNA is literally trying to unlock itself. What you say, Gwen? They say everything bad. Now, if you get in certain scriptures, there's something called incubus and succubus, but that ain't got nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. That's actually your DNA trying to unlock itself, and it's keeping you held down, something called your astral body, which I'm going to get into inside of this lesson. Sleep paralysis. That's all I'm talking about. Sleep paralysis. That's the scientific name from it. That's all it is. And like, I don't know why I ride the wave. If you down, stay down. You start seeing different waveforms. You start seeing colors you never seen. That's because your third eye or your pineal gland is taking you on a ride through something called DMT. And these things are trying to unlock your DNA. That's all it's doing. Like you're literally in a prison. Your body is a prison. Think about it. You can't go out of space without dying. You can't stay under water too long without dying. You can't do nothing without dying. Why is that? Your body is a prison. Your body is a prison. You got skin that cover bones. You got bones that cover blood. You got blood that cover DNA. You got DNA that cover nothing. Like so as I'm projecting through this body, you have to start asking yourself that. So the whole question is, do the body exist inside of the mind, or do the mind exist inside of the body? That's a big question. Anybody got an answer for that? Do the body exist inside of the mind? What y'all knowing right now and what y'all have learned so far? Do the body exist inside of the mind, or do the mind exist inside of the body? Anybody want to take a crack at that answer? The body exists inside of the mind. The mind is what created the body. The mind needed to experience reality, so it gave itself a vehicle to project through. Only thing you are here to do is collect data and information. Think about it. You are made of nothing but what? Cells. All your cells are electrical magnetic. Each of your cells are formed through the nervous system. Your nervous system are attached to 7 different senses. What do your senses do? The brain is encased in a dark brain. There's nothing inside of here but pure darkness. So how the hell I'm seeing light? Because your brain tells your mind to go see something. It reflects something. It gets to 5 times or 4 times what we call light and reflect back. And now I can say I see everybody in this room. Your taste. It's an electrical magnetic thing. It's chemical. where you can put something on your taste buds and your taste buds tell your mind it tastes like that. Your touch, you touch something, it's your mind that's telling you that. You feel, you breathe, everything about you is through senses. Without your senses, who are you? If you can look, if you can't see, hear, touch, taste, or smell, what would you be? Huh? See, and look, dead to this realm, but you would be in another body. See, look, have y'all noticed when y'all dream, whenever y'all dream, y'all in another body? Y'all in another body. Because consciousness needs a body to explore any type of reality. When you daydream, you're in another body. When you're dreaming, you're in another body. Even when you're playing a video game, you run around shooting people, you're in a video body. The only thing you see is the gun, right? In the hand. You never see the face. Why they put it like that? Because that's how it is with us. I can't look at my own eyes. I can't look at my eyebrows. Can you look at yourself right now without a mirror? So this means you're playing a video game. This is the character in the game. So if this is the character in the game and everything you see is through electrical impulses and through senses, then who are you? The same question I've been asking from the beginning. Anybody figured it out other than light? Spirit. You're a spirit, and spirit is light. So how do you heal a spiritual being? Can I heal a spiritual being physically? No, I can't. Can I heal a spiritual being spiritually? Yes, I can. And that's why I'm trying to show y'all that you can still be spiritual and physical at the same exact time. According to 1 Corinthians chapter 15, it talks about you have a spiritual body. There's bodies celestial, there's bodies terrestrial. You have a light body. There's bodies of fish. There's bodies of this. There's bodies of that. What happened if I can tell y'all that all these bodies already exist inside of themselves? That's why it says in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, you will be changed. You already have that body encased within your biosphere. You already a spiritual being once you put off flesh. This is how you heal. So every disease have an emotional component. Disease literally pops out of thin air, and you grab root of its potential, and then it manifests physically. And we're gonna prove that. We can go to the next slide. Y'all keep it up. I ain't saying no crazy stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, cool. All right, now this is what I was talking about. How these codes change every night you go to sleep. Y'all see how it changes up every night? This DNA trying to get itself out. It probably a spell, get out. I don't know. That's when you unlock it. That's when you go. That's when you good. You can put off the body now. But y'all see this? Every time it changes. It changes. And the more it changes, the more it grows. So you have something called sulfur and selenium to stop it from producing too much protein, because protein is held to the black man's body. They teach you that protein's good. Proteins is your causes of all diseases, because proteins, it actually produces something called cellular erosion. Cellular erosion is something called the compromising of your mucous membrane. Wherever you find mucus, you find what? Disease. So you see, this all due to proteins, because your body is kind of get itself out of this prison. So it's trying to do it a chemical way when you need to be doing it a spiritual way. This is why this seminar is called True Healing of what? The mind, body, and spirit. I have never healed nobody physically without putting in the spiritual implications, the spiritual applications at all, whether you know it or not. How the herbs are grown means something, how electrical they are means something, everything means something. And that's why the healing is holistic, in a holistic form. We can go to the next one. So yes, stay away from protein. All right, sugars. It says sugars. The 5-carbon sugar in DNA is called what? Deoxyribose. It says while in RNA, the sugars is ribose. It says these two are very similar in structure with just one difference. The second carbon of ribose bears what? So what was the key word to that? Hydro. Water. That's why they say you're made up of 88% of water. When you look in on water, can't you see straight through it? Yeah. But you start putting some magnifying glasses on there, this thing's moving. I'm playing patty cake and everything up in that deal. I'm talking about it'll blow your mind. So it's living water. So what you need to be drinking? Living water, not tap water from your faucet full of aluminum that's gonna stop and kill your blackness. And that's why we gave y'all spring water. Very good for your body, very good for the mind, body, and soul. All right. It says hydroxyl group. It says while the equivalent carbon of deoxyribose has a hydrogen instead. Let's go to the next slide, because it's all going to equal up to something. All right, now we're getting into what's actually inside of water. What's inside your water is minerals and amino acids. That's what you need, because remember, amino acids is what actually makes up the nucleus of a cell. Now remember, when you have herpes, you're going to be high in arginine. How I get that low is I get you with lysine because they fight against each other. Anybody want to take pictures of it, they can. So these are your essential amino acids. These are your non-essential amino acids. So we're going to pick out the ones that they never tell you about, which is lysine. Guess what lysine is, y'all? It's the conversion of melanin. What they say? Tryptophan. Guess what tryptophan is? The conversion of melanin. Which one? Another one, melanin. Methionine. Another one, melanin. These are actually produced by your third eye. Now, when you get to non-essential, they be lying. This is the most important one, tyrosine. This actually produces and converts everything inside of your brain. So you know how you get sleepy? That's what melanin does. It produces something called melatonin, so it makes you mellow. So you need that to even sleep. You need melanin to sleep. That's why people having sleep problems. What they say, go to the store and get what? Get you some melatonin capsule. You don't even know that stuff that came out of your ancestors and your people's body. Why you think y'all ended up disappearing everywhere? You think what? They abducting millions of people just for sex trafficking? Come on, man. Come on. They need them organs because inside of them organs is the key to life. Inside of your organs, not nobody else. I'll get the next slide. The next one, we're gonna need that. We go to that later. All right, so since we're talking about melanin, I really want to get deep in on melanin. So you got 4 types of melanin. Dr. Layla Africa, y'all can write his name down, Dr. Africa. And you have Young Pharaoh, y'all can write him down, write these names down. Y'all can check all these sources. Layla Africa, Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, Dr. Shabazz. And I just give y'all them sources. They all talk about the same thing. And all of these are proven by white scientists, black scientists, doctors, everybody. This is the actual lesson here, y'all. I'm glad we made it thus far. All right, so y'all ready to get into this? Because it's finna go deep. All right, melanin. Melanin is the chemical Kemet called, y'all know what Kemet mean, right? Black. Don't mean Egypt. Everybody want to associate with that. It don't mean that. It literally means black. It's the chemical key to life. The only molecule that condenses what? Sunlight. So you are nothing but condensed what? Sunlight. So you literally are a walking sun. Why you think you call your son your son? Yeah, I got a son. I gave birth to a son. Huh? Where do you think these words come from? It's no such thing as spelling another word a different way. If it's pronunciated the same way, it's the same thing. That's what's so powerful about your speech. That's why the scriptures tell us that life and death is in what? The power of the tongue, and those that choose to eat the fruit thereof. Huh? Because you're literally speaking out of breath form. That's why when you speak, put your hand right there and speak. Y'all feel that? Y'all feel that when you speak? What is that? You can't see it, but you feel it, right? That's vibration. That's frequencies. That's light. That's when it said in the beginning, God said, God said, God said, and then everything came from that. You do the same thing. That's why your mama say, watch your mouth. Be careful what you say because it might come true. Be careful what you ask for. This is how powerful you are. That's how you better speak to somebody, then they call you. You be like, well, I was just talking about you. Damn, wasn't even 3 seconds. Y'all just think that's a coincidence, huh? Y'all think that's a coincidence? That's melanin power. That's black power you have. Yeah, what we call the covenant blood. We're gonna get to that though. All right, it says the only molecule that condenses sunlight, the abstract and material substance that synchronize your etheric, which we call spiritual, etheric, and physical body to what? The universe, or what we call the cosmic conscious. A lot of people, what I call is Yod He Wah He, Yahweh. A lot of people call it many other things. But since I am a Hebrew Israelite, I'm gonna call it under what my culture call it, which is Yahweh. Kemetic call it Amin Ra, Amin Tunet, or Atam. So, but they all talk about the same source because all this came from teachers called the Melchizedeks. The Melchizedeks, they run and prepare the universe, and it's a priesthood. And they sit up in the galaxies and they make sure all the planetary systems are good. And these are ones, that's why you can go to any religion. I don't care what religion it is, you're gonna always find 7. Always find 7. God created the world in 6 and rested on what? The 7. You see that? So when you start getting into the 7, you see you have 7 so-called churches in the Bible. 7 lights on the candlesticks. You got 7 chakras in Hinduism. They talk about the vortexes, what we're gonna get very deep into. You see that? Then you got the 7 walks of Seth in the Metru Netra. Everything is about 7. Everything is about 12. You get to 12, you got the 12 what? Disciples. You get into Africanism, you got the 12 zodiacs. And you get into science, you got 12 melinated clusters on your brain. Everything is in 12, 7s. All of these things line up. And all these things was taught by Melchizedek. So we see that these priests went and came into the physical form and taught everybody this certain type of knowledge. And then with their own language, they took it and adapted to it, and it just seemed different. But when you get down to the nitty gritty, guess what it's going to lead you back to? That holy manuscript. Facts. All right, so we got cosmic. That's the first melanin. Cosmic is made of gaseous gas substance such as nitrous oxide and carbon dioxide. So when you look outside, y'all see all that black up there. Notice, y'all see all them stars, but it's still black as hell. You're like, how is it all these shining stars? Billions and trillions and upon trillions, but it's still black as this room up there. What is that? That's melanin. That is what becomes you, literally. You are literally connected to the cosmos through dimple antennas, through your skin, through your blood. Everything about you is connected to this cosmic. That's why you walk outside, you get bad vibes. Like, man, something don't feel right today. That's the melanin talking to you. The atmosphere just ain't right. I can explain this through chemical substance. This can be explained through science. The next one you got is hue. What hue mean?
Color.
Color. She know that. She's like, hold on, man. I know hue means color. And why you think they call them colored Negroes? Colored? No colors in this bathroom. We didn't want to be in that bathroom anyway.
Mm-hmm. I think scientists that you were just talking about, that's funny, they call that dark matter.
Yeah. Don't mess up. Get this all of that, brother. I'm glad I got thinking minds up in here. All praise. But yes, dark matter and melanin. So dark matter is around us all right now. When you do this, you're breathing in dark matter or antimatter. You can never see it. And when you get into quantum science, all things are walking around amongst us right now. So a lot of people believe in different dimensions. But I use that for terminology for people can actually grasp the concept of it. But there's no such thing as dimensions. Everything exists within light code frequency. So if it's a phantom or a ghost right beside me, what they call a spirit or a demonic dark low thought form, I can't see it. But if I will be able to match the frequency, it'll appear. That's how spaceships appear out of nowhere. And then they all of a sudden just, you're like, where'd they go that quick? That's because it know how to change its frequency. It don't change position, it changes frequency. We are stuck in a frequency, which is the lowest we can go is to 432. 432, and that's what vibrates everything into existence. We're going to get to that in a couple slides, though, and it's going to talk about all of that. All right, human. Human possesses melanin called neuromelanin. What do neuro mean, y'all? So that means you got melanin where?
Brain.
Guess who the only people that got melanin in their brain? Us. Everybody else lack this substance. Everybody else lack this substance. You got it all throughout your brain. It's called magnetites. These are little form crystals that's inside your brain that connect you to the cosmos. This is how you know something before it happened. This is how you know your Negro cheating on you. You're just like, I just know it's something. Y'all, look, y'all think I'm playing. All of this got something to do with these crystal form magnetites that's in you. Something up. Or this is how you know. You be like, what's wrong, baby? Oh, nothing. No, something wrong. What's wrong? Nothing. What's wrong? Then 5 days later, well, what was wrong with me 5 days ago? Well, you just know. This is what this knowing is connected to. It's connected to this neuromelanin. Then you got something called eumelanin. Okay, now your eumelanin is in your skin. So you got neuro and you got eu. This is what do with the human being. Now remember, melanin is nothing but crystallized carbon, sugar. You see that? All right, so look, made of millions of fractal, basically crystals called magnetites. And it forms 12 melanated clusters in your brain. Sound like we got the church established. So we got the holies of holies, which is the mind, because this is where all thought form come from, right? Now, they call the third eye the light source. Well, who they call Jesus Christ, which we call him Yahweh Shah Mashiach. He is that light, and he sits on the throne between the two cherubims. Ooh, the two cherubims is in your head, called your cerebrums. Cherubim, sounds alike, right? Now it's talking about 12 melanated clusters. And he established his church on that and called him Peter, and it's made of what? The 12 disciples. So we see God is where? Within us. Ooh. See, now nobody want to read the Bible like that, though. They want to read it from Jesus. No, we done with the old Negro spirituals.
Right. No.
All right, now look at this. It says made of millions of fractal crystals called magnetites. It says that forms 12 clusters in the brain. Melanin is the liquid melanin that makes up the great percentage of what? Your hemoglobin, blood plasma. So when your hemoglobin is low, guess what you low on? Iron phosphate. Iron phosphate is a magnet. That is the only chemical that's magnetic. So when you put iron phosphate inside it, what iron phosphate does inside of your bloodstream is it collects nothing but oxygen. So if you low on blood, if you low on iron, you low on what? Oxygen. Oxygen is what actually encaves a melanin crystal. So if you low on oxygen, you low on what? Melanin. They are literally trying to kill our blackness. So that's why anybody, if you're sick, anybody, even if you're healthy, anybody inside the USA, all of us are needed. All of us. All of us. This is a scientific fact. All of us lack what? Iron phosphate. Because where do iron phosphate grow? We talked about this earlier. And where? Africa. They came and got our asses and didn't bring our food. They didn't bring our medicine. They didn't bring our plants. They didn't bring our iron. So we just hear all jacked up. So when y'all come to me, they be like, YAH'KI, I got this, I got that. I'm like, we gotta go back to Africa. They're like, I ain't got the money. I'm like, no, I'm gonna bring Africa to you. Literally, that's how I'm healing everybody. I'm bringing Africa to you. I was talking to my uncle a while back. He like, look, nephew, they don't understand. We gotta go back to Africa. And he was talking about the physical aspect, but the whole time I'm thinking like, dang, this is how I heal people. I literally take them back to Africa without them getting on the plane. So we need, just let you know, land and blood connection is very, very important. We need Israel, and Israel needs us. And people that don't subscribe to Israel, let's just call it Africa. We need Africa, and Africa needs us. We are literally embedded into our planet. So when they snatched us over there, we went through a stress situation. If you look at anything that's going on with the so-called Negro, all his disease starts off by stress. What do stress do? Say if you're running from let's say you're running from a Godzilla. Let's make up this ugly dinosaur. As soon as you see this thing you've never seen in your life, you hideous, you scared. First thing you do is your heart rate rises. As soon as this rises, your adrenal glands kick in and it produces all this salt. So now you got high blood pressure. Heart rate rise, cholesterol rise. So you got high cholesterol and you got what? High blood pressure. Well, your digestive system gonna cut itself off because you running. You ain't finna be eating nothing. So when your digestive system cuts off, your hemoglobin produces too much glucose, sugar. So now you're sugar high. So now you got high blood pressure, which is heart disease. You got high sugar, which is diabetes. What was the other one I said? Do anybody remember? The cholesterol. So who is highest in high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and blacks? So meaning what? We stress the F out, y'all. They stressed us out. And the reason why we're in the stress state is because we're not in our homeland. And guess what? When you get back to your homeland, you embody that culture. And you embody that culture, embody that God. That God embodied the clothes you wear, the food you eat. So what we have to do is we have to bring the homeland to us, bring Israel to us. You see that? So we are all stressed. That's why we're sick. Now we get into plant melanin. Plant melanin is made of chlorophyll. That's really it, the plant melanin. But the thing is, what's the difference between you and a plant is only one thing. Plants have nervous systems. Plants have neurons. They have melanin neurotransmitters. Plants actually have sex. They boo-boo, they pee. They move too. They move a centimeter every 3 years. They actually move. They got arms. They got hair. They sing. If you talk bad to one of them, it'll die. You talk life into one, it'll grow. You put water to them, they dance to the water. When the wind blow, they do their thing. They like a two-step, just like we do. They do. So what's the difference between you and the plants? Nothing but chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is nothing but melanin and it's full of magnesium. If you took out all the magnesium in a plant and you put them inside a human being, and you took out all the iron phosphate and blood inside of yours, which is full of melanin, you put it in a plant, we'll be one and the same. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because this is what I heal with. I heal with plants. All of these are plants. Nettle leaf, iron phosphate. Smoke glands, iron phosphate. Red clove, iron phosphate. Olive leaf, iron phosphate. All of these are plants made of all the substances you need. Only thing that lack is your melanin blood, which is already where? In you. So you don't need it from the plant. But guess what you do need? You need the magnesium, you need the calcium, you need the zinc, you need the phosphorus. So this is how plants heal. Now check this out. Animals is made of pheomelanin, but they lack neuro and eumelanin, and it's full of sulfur. Now this is what's gonna be mind blowing, y'all. So animals only got pheomelanin. We don't have pheomelanin. Remember, we got neuro and we got eu. Caucasians, what they say? Let me put my point on. Lacks them all. Only thing they have is pheomelanin, and it's very small trace. That's because they full of sulfur. They full of sulfur called sulfites. Now the thing about it is they got so much sulfites and ammonia in them that it destroys their melanin. Their melanin, in the center of their melanin crystal is full of sulfur. The center of yours is selenium. Selenium is one of the most important minerals on this planet other than melanin itself. Melanin right now is at $463 a gram. A gram. Huh? I'm 5'6". I'm 142 pounds. That means I'm a walking trillionaire. Walking trillionaire. Now you wonder why niggas is coming up missing. Huh? They say, you know what? We done jacking banks. We finna start jacking niggas. Whole bodies. And then you find black brothers and sisters coming up. When they find them, guess what the main things we missing out? All of their organs. What's going on? Huh? They harvesting organs. They putting them in other people's hearts. Because look, the thing is, all these other races is dying out. They're dying out. They're dying more than they're reproducing. And we baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. Man, I'm telling you, when you're in the hood, you see one roach. The next day you see 3. 10 days later, you're like, what the hell all these roaches? That's how we, I'm telling you. Go ahead, bro. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about that too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. We're gonna talk about that too. All this is in the slide. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give y'all 5 years of information in 3 hours. Is it working sufficiently? So we good? Yeah. All right. So everybody understand everything I'm going through so far? Yes. All right. So back to the Caucasians. They lack all the substance and they full of sulfur and ammonia. Now the thing about sulfur and ammonia. When the colder ammonia get, it starts to boil and become hot. That's why you can see them in dead winter with shorts and tank tops on. Yeah, because ammonia, that's what they full of. When it gets very, very cold outside, it begins to boil at a certain temperature. So you see them, it'd be 20 below freeze. They got on shorts and they like damn. Boy, they be gone too. So then, hey, this is real stuff. This scientific. But look, and I'm not even talking about them in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make no positive comments either, but I ain't talking about it in a bad way. But the thing is, check this out though. When you actually get into the scriptures said that Esau smelt like heavenly dew. So he even gave him a compliment because at the end of the day, they are human beings, but they are just our lower forms. They come from us. They are degenerate Negroes, for real. And we're gonna get into that. So then you get into the sulfur side effect. When water hits sulfur, it gives off a sulfurite smell, and we call it a dog smell. That's why when they get hot and they get wet, they smell like the dogs. And that's the reason why. But look though, this is scientifically proven. The reason why is because they're made of what? Pheomelanin. Pheomelanin is what melanin? Animal melanin. So they claim that we the one who come from primates and gorillas, but if you start getting into euchloric acids and you get into you get inside of their cells, they actually comprise of all these other different things. They got monkey DNA in them, rat DNA, and we finna prove when you get down to it, you will see what's really going on here. And this is where we gonna get into our healing at. And again, not knocking nobody nation or nothing. I'm speaking science, so I can show y'all who y'all really are. They got y'all thinking that y'all are the lowest, and we actually are the highest. We're supreme. We the supreme being, and these are facts. We can go to the next slide. Oh, let me go back real fast. Y'all need to get okay. Let me let y'all write that down. And this is what you made out of. You made out of carbon 18, hydrogen 10, nitrogen 2, and oxygen 4. That is the actual chemical molecular structure of your body. So you can actually look up your signature. Everybody getting it so far? Yep, just go. Yep, Google this right here. It'll blow your mind. All types of melanin particles gonna pop up. And just because you light skinned, that don't make you less melanin than me. We're talking about the melanin that you measure inside of your bloodstream, the melanin you measure inside of your neurites, inside of your neurons. God made many shades of black. That's the reason why I showed y'all that picture with the light-skinned girl, the whole family. Y'all got this? Everybody good? Now let's keep it pushing. Like, can anybody check and see what's still on Facebook? You are. Okay. I thought they're like, hold on, what's going on? All right. Now this gets deep, y'all. It says the galaxies, the sea, the soil, the food, and the womb of our mothers all manifest the presence of this complex chemical substance. Melanin is also present in the what? Eternal what? System. So now we see why black people are coming up missing, and then when they get found, they lack what? Their organs. They lack all their eternal systems, mainly their heart, because their heart is electromagnetic. And that's what we're going to get into, the magnetic fields of things. I want to stop at. Eternal systems, okay, all the parts of the body, hearts, liver, muscles, nerve. Make sure we stay on the nerve part, because this was going to drive the nail in the coffin. Intestines. It says, and what? 12 locations in your brain. These 12 melinated clusters called the 12 cranial nerves. Have anybody ever heard of that? The 12 cranial nerves. This is where your melanated clusters at. This is where YAH'KI established his church. Inside of the minds of man. The kingdom of God is within you. See that? 12 locations in your brain. It is indeed our mothers who give us melanin once we are still in the womb. So the thing is, your skin, that comes from your mama. So now look, don't get it wrong. Daddy do a lot. If it wasn't for Pops, it wouldn't be no pregnancy, period. Because inside of his sperm, you will see a dark crystal in the middle that they call the nucleus of the sperm head. And everything grows from that. That comes from me. But skin and everything else comes from mama. And it's fashioned in the womb. That's why the scripture says, I knew you before you was fashioned in your mother's womb. I knew you knew me when I was created in the secret parts. Once you read Psalms, I think Psalms 139, get real deeper on how we came from this light and then manifested here. We are literally spiritual beings having a physical experience. Literally. Yeah, baby. I agree with me. All right. It says melanin is the substance responsible for what? Our existence. Without melanin, you cannot exist. It's impossible to exist without melanin. So now I'm trying to get y'all to see that melanin is connected to your creative source. What y'all think melanin is? Why y'all think it's so smart? It's so complex. It regulates all your systems. It makes your blood pump. It gives you something called circadian rhythm. Your heartbeat, your temperature, all of that is regulated by melanin, or what we call carbon or sugar. You see that? You got my little baby with you? Let me see. That's my daughter, y'all. Hey, mama. Hey, baby. But this is the importance of melanin. Okay? It is what? A healer. So everything that I provide y'all inside of these plants is nothing but full of melanin. That's how y'all get healed. So like, I want y'all to leave out and be able to heal yourselves, even if y'all got a point where to start. As soon as you're sick, all you got to be is like, okay, I just need to find most of the plants with all the melanin in it. That's a good start. That's where I started from. And then I started getting into the chemicals of the melanin. How that food taste, y'all? Make sure y'all let her know. All right, it's a healer, a drug and an organizer of major body functions. None of your organs can function or communicate without melanin, because melanin is literally all through your nervous system. It's called neuron melanin transmitter. Guess what's sending messages up to your head from your body? When you get hungry, your stomach be like, nigga, feed me. It sends a neural melanin transmitter to your brain, and the brain be like, okay, you need something to eat. All this by the way of senses. So without your melanin, you wouldn't have senses. Without your senses, you'll be what? Remember, if you can't see, you can't hear, you can't touch, feel, or none of that, what are you? You go back to this dark conscious that everything come from. And out of the darkness came what? Light. We come from the darkness, huh? What's that darkness it's talking about? It's talking about that melanin, that plasma there. Yeah, it gets deep. All right, it says systems into itself. It said it is present in both sperm and egg. Keep that in point. Sperm and egg. You see that? And it said it is what does it say? Supervises? The growth and development fetus. And then it gives you the source. Let's go to the next one. Here go the plant, y'all. I took this from Dr. Laila Africa, one of his lectures he did. I looked everywhere on Facebook. I'm like, I cannot find this. I said, you know what? We're just gonna go back and we're gonna screenshot and crop everything else out. So look at this plant. Look at this man. You see this? These are the legs. Notice his hair on them. You see the arms. You see the stem of the plant. This is all a healer. Now, if you line the plant up with the black man body and you line up the actual medicine, what I call medicine will be your herbs. The leg of a plant, guess what is healthy for in a man? The leg of a man. This is amazing. When you get into the sternum and the phytonutrients of a plant, guess what is healthy for the organs of a man? In the middle. The arms of a plant, the leaves. The leaves is very good for what, y'all? Arms, muscular, yes. When you get into the head, like once you start looking at this, so that's why all flower buds or any type of marijuana bud directly affects what? The mind. Don't act like that went deep, y'all. Y'all need to say something. Y'all got me messed up over here. Hey, y'all acting like that ain't deep over here. I see Milton in the field. What's up, brother? Yeah, y'all come on. Y'all gotta have a sense of humor with this stuff. We make healing so serious. Damn. Come on now, let's laugh. You know, take all too much information. I know we got a problem before we walk. I get that. All right, let's get the next slide. Now, let's go back real quick. Did y'all get a picture of this? Everybody good? All right, let's keep it going. All right, now look, here goes the actual sperm cells. Y'all see the head of the sperm? Y'all see the tail of the sperm. What's in the middle, y'all? What is that? Let's read it. What is it called? What do nucleus mean? See? This is how I know it's working. All right, this is getting there. So these black dots inside of each sperm head is actually melanin. So it's impossible for you to even procreate without what? Melanin. Because the whole entire body of the embryo grows from this black dot right here. Everything. So we got all these other big words. We don't need none of that. All we need to know is nucleus. Because inside of nucleus is DNA. Inside of DNA is amino acids. Inside of amino acids is protons, electrons, neutrons, and solitrons. Inside of solitrons lies all of our black behinds. Let's go to the next slide. Boom, here it goes. Now, this is a human embryo. Now, check this out. Y'all see how it's wrapped up like that? It forms around this melanin crystal. This melanin crystal starts off right here. Now, when the baby starts growing his hearts and everything like that, it moves into the third ventricle of the brain. This is this area. The third ventricle of the brain is where the pineal gland sits. So the nervous system is the first thing that grows inside of a baby. Everybody else say the heart. That's the biggest lie ever. It's the nervous system. Because through the nerve system, the impulse is how you become electric and how things grow anyway. Because when you have melanin, you need electricity to actually magnetize it. So the first thing that grows is actual what, y'all? The nervous system. This is how you think. You can't think without messages being sent. Guess what sends these messages? The nervous system. How you feel. You feeling through electrical impulses. What's that? The nervous system. So the first thing that grows is the nervous system. Then after the nervous system grows, the heart comes in. After the heart, you get the forebrain. The forebrain is separate at this time. It looks crazy. I'm talking about, it looks like a walnut that's apart from each other. And then all of a sudden, this melanin crystal migrates to the brain. And it goes into the midbrain. Inside of the midbrain is called the third ventricle. Inside of this third ventricle is called the pineal gland of the third eye. It actually orbits like all of the solar systems. And it orbits and it makes different types of bouncing waves. This is where you get rhythm from. Soon as this come in, this when you are able to hear the baby heartbeat. And then you can go in at your couple of months and you can hear it. And it's so fast because that melanin is building up. So your melanin then grows everything else. So the first thing that grows, the nervous system and the spinal cord, then the heart, from the heart to forebrain and everything else. And then through all of this though, this melanin dark crystal, this spot, which is full of cerebral spinal fluid, that sits in the third ventricle, this is where the gland is. This gland produces everything in your life. This is how you dream, this is how you think, this is how you talk. What they did is calcified your pineal gland and dumbed you all the way down. Dumbed you all the way down. You see that? We can go to the next slide. Y'all got that so far? Okay. Yeah, cerebral spinal fluid. Yeah, and guess where that come from? That come from your mother. So even, yes, so look, you'll see that the melanin crystal have to be baptized. We're gonna get in that too, because it gotta be baptized, it gotta be renewed with water, by the washing of the water, right? To be a new creature. This is how this works.
So it ain't just a hunk of shell that they destroy.
No, see, the thing about melanin is you can't destroy melanin. Only thing you can do is dumb it down, because it's smart. You can't destroy it. You can't, it's black matter, it's antimatter, you can't do nothing with it. That's why when somebody asked Dr. Sabi, they like, if I'm eating an alkaline diet, can I still cook my food? Don't when you cook the food, you cook all the phytonutrients out? And he was like, hell no. He's like, you can't destroy melanin, so you can't destroy it. No, they do matter. Every cell in your body matter. Every cell in your body has a brain. Every cell in your body has arms or legs, have a nervous system, have the mitochondria, have its own digestive system. It actually takes a dump. It's where sickness come in at, because it takes a dump and it sits on your cell. Your cells start to die. Then once it dies, it sends out a self-replicating signal, and then your cells start to mutate and change. They call this cancer. Now, when it attracts certain type of things, it grows from this mitochondria we call bacteria. This bacteria, have y'all ever seen a fruit rotten? Then all of a sudden you see gnats and fruit flies. You're like, where the hell did it come from? Inside the fruit? It did. You ain't leave the window open. Where did all these flies come from? It actually was born through the waste. This is how you get parasites. This is how you get herpes and all this other stuff. This stuff comes from fermented food sitting inside your lower and large intestines, and it's spilling out through your enzymes into your cells. Cells have waste. Cells have a bathroom. Huh? You ain't just, excuse my language, you ain't just gonna shit on your toilet, leave the shit right there. You're gonna go and you're gonna clean it up. You're gonna get something out. So we clean up our bathrooms, but we don't clean out our bodies. When we use the bathroom inside of our bodies all the time. Y'all cells just took 3 dumps sitting here alone. How y'all gonna clean that stuff out? You see what I'm saying? And that's that's right, mama. Water first off, you need to hydrate. Yes. All right, so check this out. So the United Nations, they get together every year, once a year, the United Nations, all the Europeans, the Germans, everybody, but our black cells, and they have something called a melanin conference right behind our backs. We finna read it. They have a meeting behind our backs discussing us. How the hell you have me about me and ain't gonna invite me there? That's what they do to all of us. They do that to all of us. Why are they doing that though? What is it about this carbon, this substance, this God particle in you that they don't want you to know nothing about? It's literally the seat to the soul. It's what connects you to Yahweh. It connects you to this all supreme source being. It connects you to it. You directly intertwine with your God. And they knew that. So they said, how can we have these smart niggas work for us? These gods build cities. You a god, you build things. They say, let's separate them from their power. If I can take their power, I take their identity. If I can take their identity, I take every substance they have in their being. And the thing is, you can't destroy melanin. Only thing you can do is train it. So they trained us to be their pets, when in actuality, there are pets. Literally, I'm just keeping it real. Again, not here to make nobody in here of a different color. I'm just speaking facts. You know what I'm saying? Y'all alive and breathing beings just like I am, and I will respect that fact. But y'all as a whole, hey, we get another topic, and we talking about it. I can't hide it from my family, right? Now look, this is what they got going on. Look this stuff up. Look at these 3 white boys right here, these crackers. These are some evil, the reason why I'm calling them crackers, because they some evil scientists. They sit around. Go to the next slide. Look at that. What's that right there, y'all? Hold on. What's that? That's an emerald. Now look, let's go to the next page. Let's read what they're talking about. What do they say? International what? Federation of what? Pigment Cell Society. They got a whole look. Notice how they purposely kept melanin up out of it. They're like, yeah, we just gonna get together and discuss what's going on in skin cells. Now, what's this word right here? Pigment cell and what? Ooh, yeah. What's the root word to melanoma? Melanin. These crackers will straight hide different words for you can't even read it. The whole time they get together every year discussing business about you. So my whole question is, what the hell y'all discussing? I wouldn't know what y'all talking about. Huh? They talking about how can we make gods not gods? That's the conversation. How can we have God work for us? Huh? Ain't they succeed? Everybody here probably got a 9 to 5. Huh? Everybody in here got dreams that they ain't doing because they too busy chasing the check because they gotta pay bills. See that? Like, we are literally in bondage. systematically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in bondage. And the only way out is through Yahweh. And it's the whole reason of this lecture. Through your melanin. The only way out is in. Because the kingdom of God lies what? Within. It's us. We Israel. All right, come on with it. Go back real quick. That's just deep to me. They straight whole means about us, man. Make sure y'all look up this stuff and get the sites. Let's start calling their ass and be like, can we come? Maybe if hundreds of us start calling and we be invited or something. I'm curious to know what goes down and stuff like this. Not one single black person is invited. Not even the coons. Can't even the coon come. See this, man? This is some crazy stuff.
You gotta renew our membership.
You gotta renew, yeah. Come on with me. All right. So this is an immature microbe or immature sperm cell. This is a mature sperm cell. You notice it still have the same head, which becomes your cerebral cortex, the right and left hemisphere of your brain. Then you still have the tail, which rolls into your nervous system. So you're already coming equipped when you come inside of your father's scrotum. When you come in his testicles, you are already there. So what you're doing is you're literally projecting yourself through. So the whole question I got to ask, and this is the good thing about scriptures. Scriptures lines itself up in a way where you'll be able to question it to answer things yourself and be like, okay, it was deeper than what it said. Now, before I answer y'all questions, don't hear it out before y'all answer it. Do you choose your children or do your children choose you?
Your children choose you.
Come down, folks. At least act like y'all thinking about it. See, yeah, they have to, because your children actually comes after you. This is how you know you don't choose your children. You can't wait to know whether it's a boy or a girl or not. So if you chose your children, you know exactly what they is. You thinking you planning to make a baby, the baby planning to make you. Yes, let's get into the science of it. See, so you literally have to think, we are our ancestors. We are. And that's the reason when you say certain prayers with God and when you invoke certain psalms, and you literally have to take on them certain spirits. Then you see Elijah and how he took on the spirit of Elijah. You just start seeing things and how spirit be transferred. It's the same thing that's going on with us. The soul is yours. The soul cannot be reincarnated. But that spirit, that breath form, can sit and rest upon anybody. And this is the way to true healing. It's called a resurrection. So you have to resurrect the mindset first before you be able to resurrect your body. We finna show this. So look, we see this in its beginning stage. Right? And then we see this at its end stage. This is all who you are. Everything else is just an outward source that protects this. That's it. Let's go to the next page. This is you. Then I'll just show y'all another picture of that. This is this fully developed. So if one of you brothers come up, stand right here, and we have some X-ray vision goggles, this is what we gonna see. So everybody running around chasing big butts and breasts and all. No, this is your one. This, why you got it? This right. When you communicate with this right here. All the electrical, they don't go through the skin, it goes through these electrical impulses, then go to the brain. You see that? That's gonna cut down the raping rate, ain't it? This is it. This is it.
That's all you get.
That is it. That's it. You see that? Now through these are called melanin dominant highways. This is a highway informational transmitter. And I'm talking about they move so quick. I'm talking about quick. As soon as you see how quick, you literally got to think to walk. Y'all know that, right? So how is it that I'm just able to walk and think about everything else? Because this is something called, look, your brain, you have a certain part of your brain will do all this stuff on its own. You don't even have to be conscious of it. This is how special you are. But yeah, man, that's crazy. Man. That's literally what you are. So when you take off your skin and all the blood and all of that, that's you. So yeah, so before we call anybody ugly, we need to be thinking about stuff like that. Hey, straight up. But look, this, oh, here we go. Now look, I wanted to show this ugly picture of everybody in here. It's because this is how you see. These are nerve estuaries, nerve systems that have you seeing through a chemical reaction. So you actually think you're looking out and you're not, you're looking within. If you look behind the eyes are like the lens to a camera. Ask the cameraman. That's why when you break apart a camera, you look inside of it, it's a mirror inside of there. Have you ever seen that inside the lens? You ask yourself, why is it a camera lens mirror? It's because you're literally looking within to look without, all the way about light code frequency. All the way by light code frequency. Well, guess what helps you do that? Melanin. That's why you see better than anybody on planet Earth, because you have the most melanin in your eyes. 1 second, brother. Your ears. That's why you hear more than anybody on planet Earth, because you have melanin constituents in your ears, your taste buds. Won't nobody be able to taste a piece of chicken or a piece of apple like you. You get the full taste. Why you think you like to put all the seasoning on your food? Because you know everything. You like, hold on. You don't got to measure stuff. You like a little cilantro, and a bit of salt. You already know everything that needs. But notice when you taste the other Caucasians, they should be bland. Where's the salt at? Y'all see what does that though? Melanin. Azariah King, what's up, Hebrew? Yes, we finna get into that now. So you see inside out and upside down. All this through a mirror. So anything you see is projected outward. Remember, there is no light inside of your brain. There's no light at all inside of your brain, period. Period. Your brain is encased in nothing but darkness, right? So if your brain encased in nothing but darkness, then where is the light coming from? My brother. What's up, Hebrew? So where is this darkness at? Where is this light coming from? It's coming through the pineal gland. It's coming through the third eye, because the third eye is what actually produces something called fractal photons. Photons is light. There's like photon nutrients or phytonutrients. It's light nutrients. So how I heal the mind, body, and soul is through phytonutrients inside of the plants. We seen what the plants is different from us. Ain't no difference but what? Magnesium and melanin. Do y'all see how all this is linking up? See, y'all thought y'all gonna come here and we just gonna talk about plants. I got y'all, didn't I? I got y'all. Yeah, we talking about all these. Let's keep going. All right, so this is very interesting. Y'all remember this movie, don't y'all? If y'all woke up to the real truth, go back and rewatch this. Mind blowing, The Matrix. Hey, y'all gotta rewatch this. Like once you wake up into the truth, man, hey, look, it is mind blowing. You be able to decode this. You be like, we straight in the Matrix, locked down in it. So this is what Morpheus said to Neo. It says, this isn't real. Neo said, this isn't real. He said, what is real? How do you define real? If you are talking about what you can feel is through the nervous system. It says what you can feel, what you can smell is through the nervous system. It says taste is through where? The nervous system. See is through what? The nervous system. Then real is simply what? Electrical signals interpreted by your brain. So my question again, are you your body? Hell no. So if I'm not my body and I got enough power to be in this body, then obviously I'm more than what you say I am. You see what I'm saying? So we are literally projecting through these bodies. All death is when your signal leaves this nervous system and jumps to another one. It's all death. There's no such thing as death. Now, can you come back in this realm? No, you can't. A lot of people like, you come back as Shanti Netaru and all that. No, you can't. No, you're done. You're experiencing other planes at this point. You're experiencing other planes. That's why he said he had a house of what? Many mansions. You know how many planetary worlds that is out there? You think only you and I exist? Come on. That's the whole meaning of this word, Melchizedek. Y'all make sure y'all write that down, Melchizedek. That is some deep spiritual scientific stuff. I'm telling you, it is mind blowing when you get into it. Like M-E-L. I actually do. I'm glad you said that. y'all know I gotta look. When it comes to grammar, I suck. It's M-E-L. Let me write it down for you. You got it? I'm actually write it down. Yeah, I got you. You write it down. I know how to write it. M-E-L-C-H-I-Z-E-D-E-K. Melchizedek. Say it out loud.
It's M-E-L-C-H-I-Z-E. Is that a J?
No, that's Z-E-D-E-K. Melchizedek. Melchizedek. Melchel means malak, or malachium. It means king in Hebrew. Zadik or Zedek means righteousness. So Melchizedek means kings of righteousness. And they sit upon these illuminated thrones inside of the cosmos, and they literally govern the universe. So we don't live in a universe, we live in an omniverse, an open-ended omniverse full of information. So the inside of your mind have galaxies. That's why you have 12 melinated clusters that represents the 12 zodiac signs. Each of these, and we cannot say the Bible say don't do astrology. That's crock of bull. We need to read that the right way. And we need to read it in the original context. Now, when you start making astrology your God, it's a difference. That's why it says don't be made at the signs, be dismayed at the signs of the heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. But scientifically proven, the moon Actually, what makes wave tides? When the moon come out, y'all see the waves in the ocean? That comes from the moon and it's electromagnetic field. You are made of 88% water, so that means the moon does what to you? It changes your cycle. That's why they call your monthly cycle or your moon cycle your period. Why do you think it's called the moon cycle? Because the moon actually speaks to your body and tell you when to cleanse yourself or not. You see that? So we are directly connected to the stars because we come from stars. We are star people. We are star beings. We are star seeds. And I'm going to prove this. These are facts. Let's go to the next page. We get to this healing. Now, these are the 12 cranial nerves I was talking about. These are your 12 disciples. We speaking in the metaphysical sense. If you want the physical sense, you can read the Bible. It is evidence that all these things do exist. It's all type of literature out there to show the walking of what we call Jesus Christ and all of that. So that whole thing is to make it seem like it's fake to you, to keep you from true knowledge, because when you get in that scripture, it's going to break down some stuff that had you like, oh man, we them deals. So when you get to the 12 cranial nerves, y'all can write all of these down. I'm not going to say them. I can't even pronunciate some of them. So hey, now these nerves sits and they all structured behind the what? Pineal gland. The pineal gland sits in the midbrain, okay? Right over the cerebrum, where they call the cherubim. The cherubim in Hebrew means cherub. It means fiery serpent. Fiery serpent in Hebrew means a fiery angel. It's an angel that stands and guards the gates to your mind or to the heavens, because the heavens is the holies of holies. The holies of holies is your mind frame. That's why he talks about getting your mind together. In order for you to be a new creature, you have to be a new creature where? Mentally. You see that? Mentally. And the thing about DNA changes with your mind frame. So whenever you have a new thought, you actually digest and download a new body. So we change as every time we walk in, whenever I change. Say if I'm this fat, sloppy person, right, and all I do is eat pork and chicken wings and watch TV all day, and I get real big. Then all of a sudden I had an epiphany, and it was like, dang, YAH'KI, you need to get your life together. And I really start taking actions. I had a mind change. So when I had that mind change, I started working out. I started eating correctly. So I was this fat person, but then I changed my mind. Next thing you know, I got muscles. I'm skinny, I'm little. So this shows you that when you change your mind, your biological body actually changes to match the frequency. Do y'all get that? Yeah. Y'all sure? Yeah. What'd I just say? Somebody. All right, okay, cool. Y'all keep it up. Okay, all great. So here go your 12 disciples. Let's go to the next page. Oh, we already went over that. We got the next one. I guess I'm just being ready. All right, now I want to get into the third eye, because the third eye, the pineal gland, the reason why they call it pineal, because it takes the shape as a pine cone. And white people is only the size of a pea. Inside of your brain is the size of an acorn. Now yours is the size of a pea because we eat what the white people eat. Remember, they food are not our food. We eat food that comes from Israel, our original land, which is Africa, or what they call ancient Sumeria, or Sumer. That's where we come from. Now, what happens is they know that this is the key to your blackness. They know that this is what connects you to the cosmos. They know this is what connects you to the souls. This is literally what connects all your etherical bodies together. You have many different bodies. You have the breath form that they call the etheric body. You have the soulless body, which is your mental state. And then you have your physical substance, what this is right here. All three of these are connected through nerve system or intraways that we call melanated. So whenever you have an out-of-body experience, that means you're fully electrical energy. I went on a fruit fast for a few months, and I ate nothing but oranges and apples. I was so full off the electricity from the food that I was on, I literally was having out-of-body experiences. I had a book that I read, and he said that he went through it. So I like to try it, because I like being out of my mind. I like to experiment and try to travel the astral plane. So I'm doing this. I'm a good month in on this fruit. I just picked 2 fruits. Then I went to a mono fruit, and I stuck with oranges and tangerines. And I couldn't stay in my body. So you can be so electrical, and you can visit planes, and you see people snapping out and doing that all the time. Or have you ever seen somebody praying? It's just like, dang, how do they pray with passion like that? How is they just into their prayer? And I say, forgive me, Father, I'm thinking about other stuff while I'm praying. Y'all ain't never did that to be praying and something else come in your mind? You're like, man, you praying, man. See, all this happened through this third eye. Remember, this third eye is literally the seat to the mind and the body and soul. If you read in the book of Matthew chapter 6, verse 22, it tells you that the eye is the mind of the whole body. And if that body be filled with light, then you're righteous. But if that body filled with darkness, say, oh, how much could it be? If you look up that word I in the Bible, it's not an S on it. It's just E-Y-I. It says the mind to the soul. You see that? E-Y-E. What I say? Hey, look, I told y'all, grandma. Y'all see my favorite quote. See, look, this is not my language. The English language was made to keep us down. That's why we say good morning. You only morning at awake, or I am awake. Awake is where they hold dead at. Or I went to work and I earned a living. Earned is where you put the ashes of the dead at. You see what I'm saying? So you start getting into this English language. It's actually a phonics Phoenician language. Or I got a job. Job means persecution. I'm tired. Tired means to be defeated. He's a nice guy. Nice actually means a bad thing. So you get into this language, it's just so many type of majestical and magical bonds on us, and it keeps us locked down to our DNA. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into grammar at all. Y'all understand everything I'm saying though, right? Alright then. Alright, so look, this is a pineal gland when it's not when it ain't been calcified through fluoride. It looks like the rest of the brain. This is how it looks when fluoride gets on it. Guess what fluoride is in? Now we're going to get into the healing part. It's in your toothpaste, your deodorant, your water, everything you can think about is fluoride in it. Guess what fluoride is not in? Foods that got melanin dominancy in it. Not in there. We're going to talk about this. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, now we're talking about the pineal gland, the function. The pineal gland releases hormones that control the circadian rhythm and regulate certain reproductive hormones. Hormone melatonin and serotonin. Remember, melatonin makes you mellow. That's where you get its name from. So whenever you get sleepy or you want to rewind us or you want to wind down, that's why you get wine. Because wine is full of melatonin. And you just chill, it makes you chill and chillax. But serotonin is serious. So when your serotonin is producing enough in your gut, it makes you up. You going to work, you got in your mind, you're gonna have a long day, and it keeps you in that serious state of mind. That's where serotonin comes from. So these shows you different emotional states. That's all what? Predominantly provided by what? The pineal gland. And the pineal gland produces what? Melanin. So even your emotional state all is all have to do with melanin. Let's go to the next slide. What's that book? Y'all niggas got y'all phones on? Judah! Got call security on y'all. Now look, so this is the pineal gland again, and the reason why I put this picture right by it, because these are the same things. You are literally star seeds, and you are projecting through these bodies when you're in the cosmos. That's why you go back to which you came. We have everything. The cosmos is actually inward. There's no such thing as outer space, it's inner space. As above, so below. As without, so within, etc. Y'all get it? Like this how dope y'all is, literally, like y'all, that's why I call y'all queens and goddesses. It's not that I'm trying to push up on y'all. You a queen, you a goddess, what you gonna get called by. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Come on. Now, this is an old picture by Dr. Lalela Africa. Lalela Africa got this from a white scientist guy back in, I think it was 2 years before I was born, so 1986. This is actually your brain blowing up to the size of a car. This is the inside of your brain blowing up to the size of a car. Don't this look like clouds? Yeah. Don't this look like Saturn? Yeah. Tell me why these are your brain cells, and this is what? Your pineal gland. They got an orbital ring around it. And this black substance is called cerebrospinal fluid that sits inside the third ventricle of your brain. So you look inside of the human brain, the black man, right? You look inside the black man's brain, and what do you see? You actually see the orbits. You see outer space. You see the little stars. It's crazy. We go to the next slide. All right, the chemical makeup of man and stars. Now what's gonna get good? Oh man, y'all see this brother right here? I didn't want to use a picture of myself. I could have did some things, you know. I didn't want to. Got people wives up in there. All right, now I use this brother. So I'm making a bold statement. I did this lecture before, and I'm showing that this man is made of the exact same things as all these stars are made of. Now, we're going to read man's side first. Take a picture of this, look it up. Remember, try to prove YAH'KI wrong. This is how you learn. Yeah, I know. Don't be listening over these black men. I know we guys. Now, look, man, we're made of oxygen, carbon, read them off with me, hydrogen, nitrogen, calcium, phosphorus, potassium, so pick the sulfur, y'all. We only made of how much sulfur though? 3%. That goes to the other man. He get all of it. We don't do it. All right. Chlorine, sodium, magnesium, iodine. That is very, very good. This is how I actually heal people with messed up thyroids. Iodine. You found iodine in bladderwrack and sea moss. I don't care what type of thyroid problem you got going on. If I pump you up with bladder wreck and sea moss, it's gonna get rid of that. All right, iodine, zinc, I missed it. Okay, iron, which is iron phosphate. Iron phosphate is what we need to heal. The next one is zinc. Zinc is actually the glue fingers in your body. Without zinc, you cannot have any minerals in your body because zinc holds all of them together. We got zinc, we got neo, we got fluorine, we got gold, and we got beryllium. Now, this stuff is bad for you. Now, check this out. Remember all the ones for man. Let's go to stars. For stars, we got what? Hydrogen. You see that? It's on there. We got helium. All right, helium is not on there. That's the only difference between you and a star. Just like the only difference between you and the plant is magnesium and chlorophyll. So all of us is all the same things. We just off by one phytonutrient or one vital mineral. That's where you get vitamins from. It comes from vital mineral because it's a mineral that's very vital to your body. If you don't take it, it kills you. So look, we got hydrogen, helium. What else we got? Oxygen up. We got another one on the chain. What else we got? Carbon up. That's what we made out of. What else we got? Iron. Ain't that down there? What else? Up. That's right there. What else? Yeah, come on. That's right there. Right there. So we are literally made of the same things stars are made of. Only thing that we don't have that stars have is what? Helium. And this is why, because helium is what holds in that melanin components in the cosmos. When you get helium, it gives you the Daffy Duck voice. Because it's bad because it swells your head up and it brings all the oxygen to your vocal cords. Because it brings all the oxygen to your brain, which is a negative thing. But you can get high off helium too. That's actually what they give you when they work on your teeth sometimes through their gases. You see what I'm saying? So this is the reason why we don't got that. If we take too much of it, we're gonna be out of space somewhere. So, but then y'all see how much we are made like the stars. So what's the difference between us and stars? Now, once you and but we got silicone in us too. It's just small trace amount, so I just forgot to put that on there. Don't be peeping out flaws in my presentation. All right.
You gotta make sure we're paying attention.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, it's a good thing. Y'all paying attention. All right, come on. All right. It says 90% of your body mass is in fact stardust because all the elements except for hydrogen and helium are created in stars. Come on. That's another one. It says, hold on. Let's go back. I think that was that poem. I like this poem. It says, look, this is a dope poem. Y'all listen to it. It says, we have calcium in our bones and iron in our veins, carbon in our souls, nitrogen in our brains, 93% of stardust with souls made of flames. We are all just stars that have people names. That's tight end. Yeah. I'm about to look up. And, couldn't say that.
You tried to.
I did, but we went back though. We have people in rhythm. Just say the same thing. I just like the show thing, you know what I'm saying? All right, now this is a chart that I made. This is actually on my website. Y'all can go there and download it. Now, when you start getting into melanin, you need things that's good for your melanin. Your melanin consists of things that you need to feed them. You need to feed your melanin fruits. We are originally frugivores. We're not herbivores. We're not omnivores. We're not carnivores. We're frugivores. The thing is, they got you thinking most of the things or fruits are actually vegetables when they're not. Snap peas, green beans, anything that have a flower or a bud or anything that have a seed or a pea inside of it is a fruit. Cucumbers are what? Fruits. Give me something else. Tomatoes is what? Bell peppers is what? All these things is good for you. So they have you thinking these are vegetables, but they actually fruits. So we're going to get into some food combinations. Whenever you're sick and you need healing and you can't get no herbs from me, go on fruit fast. And this is what you do. So you have citrus fruit, you have subcitrus, and you have sweet fruits. You cannot mix the acid fruits with the sweet fruits because it is shut down your cells. So these are the acid fruits. You have key limes. That's why it's so astringent and it tastes so sour. Key limes with seeds. You have grapefruits with seeds, oranges with seeds, pineapples, pomegranates, tangerines, plum tomatoes, green apples, blueberries, and blue plums. You need these to actually pull all of the mucus from your cells when you're sick. You see that? Because that's what it do. If you drink some key lime juice right now, you're gonna start snot. Somebody asked me a question. Oh, my bad. Okay, so I get my key limes from Snooks or from Snooks, Produce or Whole Foods. They got I just got 2 bags yesterday, the day before yesterday. I get my grapefruits with seeds from Whole Foods as well. Oranges, you got to order them from offline. But me and my uncle over there, we starting an online organic fruit stand. Well, we better get sour sop and bring all of that to you. You just go online, go on my website. You better order the fruit to come directly to your door. Any type of exotic fruit you can think of. So we're gonna have that up in a couple of months. And that's the reason why we're going through this, because all the fruits you need sure the hell ain't growing here. And if it do, they spraying all types of pesticides on it. And it ain't no point in eating. Like I had the woman make me some fruits the other day, and she boiled them. Do y'all know when she boiled the apples, all that? Man, I seen so much wax in the water, it blew. I ain't even want to eat the apples no more. I'm like, I don't even want to eat them, even though the stuff gone. I'm eating air today. All that wax that was on it. And this is where you get into something called glutamine. You know what I'm saying? Or you get to wheat or gluten. Gluten actually means glue. And what it does is it glue your cells together and it sticks. And it causes blood clots, causes you to become fat, high cholesterol, all types of crazy stuff. Somebody else, my website is right here. It's that's too small. Y'all probably didn't see that. www.YAH'KI, YAHKI, awaken, AWAKENED.com. YAH'KIawaken.com. Peace, family. I think it's some room left. All right, that's it. It's www.YAH'KIawaken.com. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready to get back to the chart?
No.
Oh, you did have to put it on my bad.
Okay. So are you saying that these over here, if I have a fruit bowl, I can't mix the citrus with the
sweets? No, it creates
what about in the middle?
That's what we're going through, point.
I'm just trying to figure out what I can put together.
That's what we're doing. We're doing that right now. We're going through that. It's the process. So again, citrus and acid is the same thing. So key limes, grapefruits, oranges, pineapples, pomegranates, tangerines, plum tomatoes, green apples, blueberries, and blue plums can only be combined with something called subfruits. Can only be combined with subfruits. You cannot just jump to the extreme because you will burn the cells in your body and cells die. You don't want no burnt cells in your body. They call it cancer. So you mix this with sub-acids. It starts changing the chemical compound of the acid into alkaline. Even though these fruits are alkaline, this is the thing that we've been misconstrued about and that we've been taught about. Alkaline means acid also. It's just a good side of acid. It's all acid. That's why you call it, remember it's called deoxyribonucleic acid. You are made of nothing but acids. That's it. Without acid, you would die. You would die, but you just need more of the alkalinity acid than the hydrogen ions that produces proteins and killers. But it's all acid based, all of it. Without acid, you won't exist. That's what keeps the electricity in your body. All right, so you mix these with sub-acid fruits. Will be regular apples, apricots, all berries, cherries, figs, mangoes, peaches, pears, grapes, and nectarines. Now, you can combine these with sweet fruit, which is bananas, persimmons, date plums, and coconuts. Now, dry fruits is very important when you're making your dry fruits that you sit them in water, because it becomes like a protein base, and your body gonna see it as proteins. It's gonna set your system down because it's gonna try to add water to it. And whenever your body try to add water to something that lack water, it pulls minerals from everything else. So say if you got your bones full of minerals, and then you eat dry raisins, and they gonna be like, dang, I know it's a raisin because I recognize the amino acids in the chemical signature. It's gonna be like, why it's lacking water? So it'll literally go through your body and pull water from every other source that you needed it just to add it to the food. So make sure you sit it in water for at least 24 hours before you eat it. And that's dry raisins, dry plums, and dry figs. Question. She was first. Same. So look, we're gonna get to nuts because peanuts is not a nut. Only real nut would be walnuts and Brazilian nuts. Every other nut is man-made. Oh, we had one more, my brother. How long should you boil the apples? Once before you put it in the water, bring the water to a boil, and you don't sit it in there. You literally dip it. You literally dip it. Oh, dang, we were supposed to take a break. All right, we're gonna do one more slide out. I'm just talking. Y'all just sitting here and let me talk to y'all this long without no break. Oh yeah, hold on. Look, we're gonna do one more slide. Queen. Hold on, y'all. Look, he gonna put it on a piece of. You did that, mama? That's my mama, y'all. Say hello to my mom. That's my mama. That's Miss Ruth. All right, I got you. Let me get this for you real quick. Yes. Yeah, or you can eat them this way, but make sure before you eat them, make sure you know for a fact within that 24-hour time span, you're gonna get at least 64 ounces of water in your system. Otherwise, they pull all the phytonutrients out. Remember, phytonutrients, light code frequency means melanin. You don't want nothing that's going to take your melanin. You can't destroy it, but you can't take the melanin, and you can't train it to have bad behaviors. And that's what's happening going on with us. Our melanin have took on bad behaviors. We like messed up music. We like trap music. We females popping, shaking their butts and all. You know what I'm saying? Like all this is trained by the melanin frequencies. So this, like your food actually is your mind. You think how you eat. You think how you eat. Like put a brother that eat nothing but meat and a brother that eat nothing but vegan food together. These are two totally different niggas. Facts. Facts. They think different and everything.
So when we boil our food, do we just boil with water or do you have to put something else?
No, so what you do is you bring the pot to a boil, y'all. Don't sit the fruit inside of there, otherwise it's gonna be water. You dip them.
Just water.
Yeah, just water. And you dip them. And wait till you see all that man, it's gonna blow your mind. You be like, this is what they doing to our food.
Okay.
Like everything you eat got plastic in it. Everything, rice, full of plastic. Everything you eat, cabbage, full of plastic. Guess what plastic does to your body? Plastic adds to silicone. Notice the low amounts of silicone ain't even on there, but we got so much, anything that adds to that, man, it makes that glutamine and that stuff mess with your body because it produces too much in the brain. We in a chemical prison.
So the melons, I could eat any of those melons just by themselves.
You have to eat melons. Let's get to that. You jumping the gun.
So do you have to wait like a day, like pre-tomato?
No, you don't. No, your digestive system works every 6 hours.
Together.
So after 6 hours, you can eat you can eat whatever you want to eat. Every 6 hours. It's a part of your circadian rhythm. All right, so now that we got that, now we're going back to the melons. Melons only can be eaten by themselves. So your fruit and your diet is supposed to consist nothing but fruits, berries, and melons. Every now and then you get some vegetables in, like a good vegetable leaf I love is kale. I eat so much of it. It's full of iron phosphate. So these have to be eaten by themselves because they're actually antioxidants, and these are what actually provide most of your phytonutrients. Now, the fruit tax law in 1893, it was a decision by the Supreme Court of the United States that under U.S. customs regulations, many fruits should be classified as what? Vegetables, rather than what? So they made this fruit law up. So they got y'all eating stuff that y'all think is vegetables is actually fruits. So then when they give you a diet plan, you wonder why it ain't working. That's because you eat too much of the other because you think the other one is other. That's why this is important. Y'all understand that? I don't think I understand. All right. It says rather than fruits. It says the court unanimous opinion held that the Traffic Act of 1883 used the ordinary meaning of the word fruit and vegetable instead of the technical botany meaning. It says this was to escape paying what? The taxes on fruits while importing them into the country and state to state. It said it saved the government and farmers over what?
$1.5 million
A year. They killing us for money, y'all. It's a big money business. Big money business. All right. So this says fruits that you might think are non-starchy vegetables. So everything I'm going to read off is not a vegetable. It's actually a non-starchy fruit, which is Brussels sprouts. Remember, whenever it's a sprout, it comes from the reproductive system and it can reproduce. That's a fruit. Zucchini is what, y'all? Eggplant, green beans, okra, peas, cucumbers, peppers, bell peppers, and cabbage, because cabbage is a budding flower. Whenever it's a bud, a flower is a fruit. Now, these are the starters. We ain't gonna go through all of this, but I do want to go through the amino chain because you really need these inside the system to feed your melon. The amino chain. That's what we're gonna get into the nuts at. Y'all can read this one on your own. Again, this is on my website under free download. So when you go to amino chains or what they call proteins, you got bean sprouts, lentil sprouts, you got clove sprouts, radish sprouts, pea sprouts, and chickpeas. You don't have to sprout the chickpeas. They're real good. Man, I love barbazo bean burgers, chickpeas, everything. I put that stuff. You can make so much stuff out of that. I had me a vegan chickpea hot dog. All right, as far as the nuts, only walnuts and Brazilian nuts are real nuts. As far as the seeds, only seeds you're supposed to be eating is hemp seeds or raw sesame seeds. Other than that, they're fake. They're genetically modified. That was made in 1868 in Holland by a white scientist. You don't want that.
Cashew too?
Huh?
Cashew is fake too?
Yeah, cashew. Yeah, if it ain't on the list, it's fake and it's acid.
Okay, so this is my last question. So I can I eat the berries with the melons? No.
No, you say no. Melon is going to be eaten, always eat separate. You can't make it say what you wanted to say.
No, because you have the arrows going. I'm not trying to get you.
No, the arrow is a part of the bottom half.
No, so the gray part.
What you talking about?
So it
These-
looks like.
Oh no, this is just all the connected fruit chain.
Oh,
You see, I got the arrows mixing with these. There ain't no more arrows on these side. All right, let's go to the next slide. Oh. I eat mine raw. I like mine raw. Or if you want to like boil some, make some greens, do dandelion greens. Yeah, I like mine raw. And with some pink Himalaya sea salt on it. Pink Himalaya salt on it. Fire. Any type of peas. Any type of peas. Yeah, any type of peas. Any more questions before we get up off this one? We got one more slide and we have to go on break. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, this was the food chart. Y'all are good? All right, let's go finish this up.
okay. I'm not trying to beat the dead horse, but I really, when it comes to the fruits, because you have that gray. So.
I'm gonna walk you through it. So this can only be combined with when you got the arrows.
Oh,
This.
cross. Okay.
This can only be combined with when you got the arrows. This don't have any arrows, and it says eat always separate. So eat this by itself. Then you get down to other fruits, and then it shows you what you can mix these with. None of these are supposed to be mixed together. That's why this is on a total different chart than what this is on. This is all the way up. This is all the way down. These arrows mix with each other. You can mix these with that. You can mix this with this one. You can mix this with this one. And this is why the acids are. You always eat your avocados and stuff alone if you can, or you can mix with all of them. That's why there's no arrows with them at all.
Okay.
Now, all right with this chart?
I got it.
Okay, and it's actually on the site for free download.
Now, is that per day or per meal?
This you can do it per meal or per day. You can never eat too many fruits. You can never eat too many vegetables. You only can eat too much of any other thing. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't recommend you eat at all. So we all good?
Because you said you're not supposed to mix the fruits and the vegetables because they counteract each other.
Yeah,
right?
that's why they on. Yeah, that's why they on different. This one all the way at the bottom. These all the way at the top. But these are in fact fruits though. That's why I put that right there. But you can mix these fruits with vegetables because they got that light starch in it. So these are considered fruits and vegetables. And that's the reason why they got to get away with it during the tax law, because they actually operate as vegetables when they get in the system.
Okay.
Are we clear on
I
it?
got one
Yes.
question
What's up?
for the red rose potatoes. So it's okay to eat potatoes? 'Cause
Yes, it's very good to eat red roast potatoes. Red potatoes are good for you.
just the red.
Yeah, just the red, nothing else. Sweet potatoes, sweet yams, all them lies. They're not potatoes. They're genetically modified.
So it's okay to eat starch.
Yeah, so it's okay to eat light starches and mix your starch with other types of food that's good for them. Food supposed to
One
complement each
poison.
other. Yeah, exactly. Are we good? Can we move on? Queen?
I'm trying to be like you. What is your diet like on a daily basis?
My diet mostly consists of fruits and kale. Yep, fruits and kale. But don't get it twisted though. Every now and then, I'm vegan though. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat cheese. I don't eat no type of meat. I don't eat no type of animal products. But I go out to eat. But when I do go out to eat, I'm gonna mix together some vegan stuff. No, I don't mess with beans. Last night I went to 54th Street and I had got a nacho bowl with a vegan meat patty, and I was opening up the beans in there, showing my brother her. And you've seen nothing but white protein in it, you know. So I had to eat around it. So I don't mess with beans because beans is full of protein. And like if you got herpes or something like that, you can't even eat beans because it adds to the problem. That's how you know beans is bad for you. And beans actually messes up your liver, and that's why you get gas from it. Gas is a bad indication that your liver is not working properly.
Except the garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo beans is not a bean, though. It's a sprout. They just call it a bean because it's what it represents and look like.
Are there any good proteins? Are there any good proteins?
There's no such thing as protein. Protein is bad for the black man. What you need is amino acid change. You need simple amino change. You're a single cell organism, so you need single cell food. You don't need nothing too complex. That's what messes with your body. Now, they need complex food because they're eukaryotic cells. We're prokaryotic. They made of animals, rats, cats, and dogs. They can eat all of that. Protein is good for them. And that's to keep their blood pressure low. You can't eat that at all. Yeah, spirulina, cool. Chlorophyll is the best one. Chlorophyll, best, but it's not a protein. You got to get out of the mindset of calling it a protein. Protein is when your amino acid structure become too complex. That's a protein. We need simple amino acid chains. Fruits. Anybody else? We can go. I know. I've been pissing a lot of people off speaking the truth. You'd be surprised. Somebody wanted to fight me one day. I'm like, you act like I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my guy. It's God's guy. All right, let's go to the next slide, y'all. All right, this is what I really wanted to talk about. So, young Pharaoh got real deep into this in one of his lectures. So remember, I was talking about the colors and what they coordinate with. These actually interlines with all the glands inside of your body due to a color-coded frequency. These colors are produced again by your pineal gland, your pineal gland. Your pineal gland produces this black crystallized substance called melanin. This melanin is mixed with tyrosines and it converts to different types of things and it produces melatonin and serotonin. All these different colors are actually produced by wave signals and frequencies or sound wave frequencies. Everything you deal with, hey, y'all hold it down right there, y'all. Everything you deal with is sound wave frequencies. So this is how your melanin actually vibrates into physical existence at the vibration of 432 kilohertz. 432. This dealing with the 9 sequence in your body. 4 plus 3 is what? 7 plus 2 is what? It takes a woman 9 months to have a baby, right? So when you start getting into frequencies and you start getting into the Hebrew language and you get into the Hebrew geometry and the numbers of it, you will see how all of it systematically lined up with each other. So we are literally vibrating ourselves into our father's sperm. Literally coming down. We like, look, I want to have a human experience, and I'm gonna pick some parents, and I'm gonna go down there, and they're gonna give birth to me, and I'm gonna live my life. Literally, that's literally what's going on because we come from the stars. Then we take y'all to the stars, and y'all seen how the stars is made of everything but what? Helium. Because you're helium when you're in the stars. But once you go into the beam, you lose the helium. You see that? So we're literally star seeds. That's why God in the Bible says that we are children of light, not of darkness. Like once you start getting into that scripture, now it's gonna make a lot of sense to y'all, a whole lot of sense. All right, so this is how it works. So when you get to something called a terahertz, so terahertz is how many times something beats itself within 1 second. How many times something beats itself. So Pharaoh used the analogy of a drum. It's like when you get a drum and you beat that drum 432 times in a second, that'd be 432 hertz. So this is how fast the sun is vibrating. So the sun starts off as soul. This is where you get soul from, or the sole of your feet. That's why when you were born, you have to put your souls and your handprints on a birth certificate because you're literally selling your soul to the government. We don't know that, but yes, that's what they're doing. They call it the water system. That's why your birth certificate got numbers attached to it. Then they sell you as merchandise to the banking system, right? Then they give you a social security number, which is it's actually a 10 digit. If you put a 0 in front of it, it's a 10-digit bank account number. You are literally walking stocks and bonds. They're selling your electricity and your energy to the government, who we say in the theism, the devil, right? Whatever we want to make it is. It's all low thought form frequency. So that's what's going on. So this is what soul is. This is actually the center beam of the sun, or what they call the netra. You know what I'm saying? Or what they call Amin Ra. And if you notice, we speak a Kemetic language in medicine anyway. So I know that we Hebrews, but we speak a very, very Kemetic language. It's where you get the word ammonia from. Amunya, which means faith. All of these are interchangeable with the Egyptian language, what they are called the Kemetic language, or the Medu Netra. But it's really no difference. It's all the same exact science, but they just made two opposites religion. So when you get into Kemet, they turned that into this whole Egyptology religion. And when you get into the Bible, they turned it into Christianity. And both of them miss the science, which is the exact same. All right, so the sun, when it starts beating red, this represents your third eye. Purple always represents your third eye. That's why blueberries is very good for what? Your third eye. Very good. Blueberries, it's all third eye action. Once you get into the greens, these are apples. It's very good for your heart. When we gonna show you how to break all this stuff down. When you get to yellow, this is very good for the solar plex. Solar plex. When you get to the orange and red, this usually has something to do associated with lust. That's why when you look at McDonald's and they advertise, what you see? All you see is red everywhere. Because that attracts you. It attracts your root chakra. Your root chakra and your sacral chakra, or your sacral chakra, is your private area down to your feet. This is what they got us on a frequency. So they keeping us on a low frequency and they exploiting us for everything we got. If you can keep a nigga low, The whole thing, you can exploit them because we are the money. All the money is coming from where? Our pockets. We're the number one consumers. So, but we're the guys at that. So they had to teach us how not to be God, how to be inhumane. When we taught them humanity in the first place, because the only way you can be a human being, technically and scientifically, is to be what? Black. Period. It's what hue means. And hue actually means thinking, color. Colorful man. Man means to think, so human means a colorful man. That's what we are. So they actually taking you from who you are and they making you become them. Then they stealing out melanin and they putting themselves under melanin liquids and turning their lips black and because they dying under the sun and they becoming us. They literally trying to switch the roles and we don't see it because we too busy distracted what's going on TV and Cardi B favorite sex tape and all this other stuff in Facebook and we missing it. We being hoodwinked, y'all. You see what they turning us into? As soon as you get mad, you get emotional, you run to Facebook. You see what I'm saying? We looking, we want to be up, we got the latest fashion. A Negro spent his last money on a pair of J's. We attached to everything but inner self. And that they spend billions of dollars a year to keep you that way. Because when you are not in tune with self, then you're not a God. But when you are who you truly are and you tap into that essence, you don't need herbs to heal. You be like, I am healed, and you healed. See, that's when you really tap into you. You can speak things to existing and happen fast because you have something they don't got, and that's melanin. And this is a God particle, and it literally does any and everything you want it to do. They just learned how to train it before y'all did. That's it. So when a sun starts vibrating, first it starts off as this long string theory. This is what you see in the ghost or the phantom world. Nothing really exists. It's all quantum. But when it starts pulsating, beating real fast, notice the ripples get thicker, 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 and thicker until it becomes what? A black man, this black melanin seed. This is what actually be inside of the scrotum of a man, and then he releases into his woman. Y'all remember that black dot inside that sperm head? And then they create a whole being. Science, this is all science. Look this stuff up. Blow your mind when you get to sound wave frequencies. Then you start getting into the love frequency, which is 528. And start listening to you. Start planning while you sleep. And then it reactivate your DNA. Because inside your DNA, you have something called the Akashic Records. Have y'all, anybody ever heard of the Akashic Records? The Akashic Records is literally a library full of every language, every tongue, every sickness, every cure, everything that ever happened in existence already exists and lies within you. Scientifically proven. Like, look, the crazy thing about this, the white man is telling you all this. We just don't read and do research. It's all at our fingertips.
But how do you access those records though?
You just got some libraries order books. I got a whole book collection on my website under book templates. I think that's what I named it, book collection. And everything I'm talking about come from a lot of those books. And you can try, and they give you the sources. You can run and trace these sources down. You can run and trace them down. We can go to the next slide. Y'all get that? Y'all get that? So we're gonna get into gamma, ultraviolet, and all of that. So radio waves. This is what them necklaces was for that I just sold out of, radio waves, because we all, any of y'all use a microwave? Don't be lying. Who use a microwave? Do y'all realize whenever y'all use that microwave, it fries your cells?
Yeah.
Think about it. These cell phones, this Wi-Fi, all of this fries your cells because what it does is it dries out your melanin. Remember, you can't destroy melanin. You only can change how it acts. Whenever you change how melanin acts, they call it biochemistry. Or they mess with how the melanin acts. You can go to the next slide. All right. So this is the highlight frequency spectrum chart. All right. So this is melanin. The first thing that comes into existence, period, is melanin. I line this up by the way of sound wave frequencies, by the way of the planets and all of that. Check all this out. Check my sources. Check my sources. I got this by way of spirit, and I started doing research behind it after I wrote it down, and it turned out to be right. So obviously we connected to some type of source that they say we're not. So the first thing that comes into being or to existence is melanin. All right. This melanin makes up physical aspects of your body. So I want to start low. I always start low and go high because it's called the ascension. This is where we all at. We all are stuck in Saturn. We all are stuck in our sexuality, spirituality. We want stuff to make our butts look big. Negroes want to put on clothes to attract a certain type of woman. Everything a Negro do is for vagina. He didn't want a big car, clothes. Everything he do is to oppress a woman. And everything a woman do is to get a Negro. So this lady, and look, this is lust too. Food, everything we do is lust driven. All by our reptilian brain, which stops at the ganglia in the back of your nervous system. They call it a reptilian brain because all they want to do is have sex, have fight, flight, and shelter. That's what this brain does. It want to reproduce, it want to take information, it want to eat, it want to sleep, and it want to be comfortable while doing it. They call this the reptilian brain. So then you get into something called reptilians, you get into something called reptile. You just study you study these amphibians and reptiles, you see how they move, you be like, dang, that's how the black man is now acting. How do we come from this high frequency of being YAH'KI, Yahweh, all the way down to this frequency? What happened? What happened? What did they do? They brought us down. We was high. We was on the throne, and they eventually brought us down. Now we here and we stuck. We stuck in a matrix. And this is where astrology becomes interesting at, because a lot of people speak down on this, but then they say it's not in the Bible. The Bible speaks against it, which I never really read. I heard that you never have these things be your gods. That's what I read when I study the Bible. But when you start getting into this stuff, it answers for a lot of things that we never had answers for. So your physical aspect, which is your lower chakra, your root chakra, and which is in Saturn, this beats at 405 between 480 terahertz. Now, the spiritual aspect is self-awareness. In order to activate this and start ascending, you got to be aware of self, right? The gland that's associated with this is your adrenals. So whenever you're stuck in this, you have adrenal problems. People that's stuck in lust and they always hungry and all they do is eat and sleep around with each other and think about being seen, they are always tired because they put too much energy in. Your adrenals sits on top of your kidneys. These are things that kick in your APT and get you running. That's your fail-safe. So say if you're not getting energy from your cellular walls and it's a backup, you have a backup called adrenal glands. So anybody that's stuck inside of this red, and this is very basic level. This is primitive level. This is reptile level. And this is, so on the bad side is trust issues. Most people that stuck in here have messed up trust issues because, again, it deals with sex. So most people that stuck in here have been touched on, or they pedophiles themselves. So I can't trust you because you might be a pedophile, or I can't trust you, or I've been touched before. Either way. So most of these people are very susceptible to STDs because they lack patience. You can't wait to get your bone on. So now, for real, like most people that stuck in here lack. So, and this is actually a spiritual system. This is the way to healing, though. Only way we can really get through this is about talking about it, though. So once you get over that, you ascend. This is ascension. This is the whole point of this presentation. So when you ascend, now we're rocking the Neptune, big beautiful planet. This represents the orange. Now the thing is, in metaphysics, by Phil Valentine, which is one of my teachers, he actually teaches from an African standpoint that in Africa, which is documents on it, that when we used to be in Africa, depending on the type of frequency and the mind frame we was in, we used to vibrate to these frequencies. So you knew if somebody was mad or you knew if somebody was horny, you smelled their pheromones and they blue melanin started to look red. You see a red hue come from them. You be like, oh, he in heat. Or, you know what I'm saying? He want to hump something. Huh? Or let me get away from him. He might want to rape me. You know what I'm saying? But you knew that by the pheromones and by the stigma and this color that they gave off, right? So when you get into the sacral chakra, you get into Neptune. This represents your sexuality and your creativity. Now, see, it's a difference between being sexual. Lil' baby. Where the little baby at? Juju, you better be quiet, man. No, get your son. That's my nephew, y'all. So when you get into Neptune, this is where your sexuality and your creativity. Now, when we go back down to these frequencies, when we get low, you see that this is dealing with the archangel Uriel, and it's dealing with the planet Saturn, and it's dealing with the Kemetic, Osiris. And then the attribute is fear, because fear is actually what kills the adrenals and the kidneys. Anybody that got fear problems always have kidney problems. Period. Look this stuff up. Direct connection. Right? So when you come to me, you be like, well, I got kidney problems, I need healed. You thinking I'm gonna go ahead and offer you some herbs. A lot of people that call me, we end up getting into some conversations and talk for a while. I'm like, what you scared of? The next thing you know, I start crying. Well, then I feel better before we even got off the phone, YAH'KI. That's because you need spiritual healing too. You cannot mention science and healing without mentioning spirituality. You cannot mention spirituality without mentioning the black man, period. Because we are the creators of spirit. These are facts. Somebody had a question. That's what we're going through now, Quinn.
I know you're telling us the different levels, but how do you change?
You change by conquering, you change by fasting and healing. All this got you down because of sickness. Remember? This is self-awareness and adrenals. This means your adrenals are down. So to get up to a next level, I need you to get rid of fear, and I need to heal you from your adrenals. It's a healing system, straight healing. The Chinese took it from the Africans. The Africans took it from us. Shalom, shalom, queen. Y'all be safe out there. All right, now we on to the next one. So the next one is Neptune. This is the sacral, the sacral chakra, sexuality, creativity. Notice the archangel is Sariel, the planet is Neptune, and then the comedic science of it is thought, and then the attributes is knowledge. So this is where your knowledge is because it's sacred. It's up from your roots, and the scripture tells you that a man gird up his loins in truth. So your knowledge comes from who you're going into. Your knowledge comes from your self-awareness. No, I'm better than that. Yes, it look good, but it might be something up in it. I ain't finna run up in that. Or yeah, he got the money, he got the cars, but he might got something. I ain't finna. I don't think I can have a baby by this certain person. So this is where you will actually get your knowledge from, because you start thinking about self. Because when it comes to this reproductive organ, you becoming God because you're actually creating. You see? So this is where knowledge come in at. So you see what is directly connected with self what? Respect. Do you respect yourself? Then what is it connected to? The prostate, the testes, the ovaries, and what? So all of this is y'all sperm. Yes, women got sperm and all sperms and all glances. Okay. Now when you look up there, it say penis and vagina, flat out. It's what it is. So you know you stuck in here when you having problems with these areas and you don't respect these areas. So the way to rise from that is sexual fasting. It's called rising the Christ within, the Christos. And this actually is at the sacral bone. It's this oil that they call the Christ, and it rises and it sends up and down your nervous system if you don't have sex for 38 days. Once it gets to the 30 degree vertebrae of your spinal cord, it crucifies itself and it crosses over and it attaches to into the spinal fluid inside of your melanin clusters. And then they say you've been reborn again. Notice what they call it. They call where Christ got stoned hung at Golgotha, which means what? The place of the skull, or Calvary, which means what? The place of the skull. Notice the path that Christ had to walk to the hill. It actually shaped like your spinal cord. So we see how to ascend and how to crucify the flesh and become a new creature all through science. It's a system. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
All right, so now we in Neptune. Man, I don't know. I want to go mess with the Martians. We finna go to Mars. All right, so when you need to go to Mars, this is your solar plex. No, it's called solar because this is your original brain, your stomach. You have 3 brains. You have your cerebrum, which this is your central nervous system. This do all the communication. You have your heart, which communicates with your brain and have memories and emotions in it. Scientifically proven. Then you have your gut, which is the biggest brain on your body. What runs this brain is this brain. Literally. That's why the scriptures say you are what you eat. He say, do not be a boastful eater. He said, your guys have become what? Your bellies. So when you start getting into this spirituality, you start reading through these ancient scriptures, you start seeing what's really going on with our people. We have became of low mindset. Everybody that's in this room, I ain't gonna put that, we're gonna talk about another one. I don't want y'all jumping in now. Everybody else in the black community is from Mars on down. Mars on down. What happened to Venus? Where's these green planets at? We be thinking this is colorful and this is fine and dandy. No, this is what's keeping us down. Anything that's yellow, anything that's orange, anything that's red is always attached to what? Promoting and food and sex. Valentine's Day, pink, a red thumb on, red flowers and red sugar. Everything red. You walk in, you see them, they got the rose petals. You know roses got thorns on it, right? If you read the Bible, says that he cursed the land and gave them thorns and thistles. This is a curse. But we do that to show our love and affection for one another. Then I'm gonna give you a big plate of sugar. I'm gonna give you diabetes. Feed you the wrong stuff, but I love you though. Don't make sense. Do that make sense, y'all? No, it don't. So we see what this is connected to, self-worth. So we got notice all these are self, right? We got self-awareness. We got self-respect. Now we got self-worth. Well, guess what the solar plexus chakra is connected to? The pancreas. So most people that lack self-worth have pancreas problems. See that? have pancreas problem. Now, guess what's connected to these physical aspects? The liver, the spleen, which produce and cleanse your blood, and the stomach. So a lot of people with stomach problems and a lot of people that have a lot of bacteria infections, mean they got dirty blood, and a lot of people that's always angry, which is liver problems, they lack self-worth and they stuck in Mars. And they vibrate only 510 to 530 terahertz. You need to raise them frequencies. You see that? Now, guess what will bring up these frequencies? Wisdom. Wisdom and power. So we got the archangel Raguel, the planet Mars. We got the comet Mut, and then the attribute is might. So that's how you bring this up, by being steadfast and might. Fasting is the key to success. If you can fast, you are a strong individual. Do you know how hard it is to not eat food for a day? For a day, just try a day. It'll blow your mind. You're like, damn, it ain't even been 24 hours yet. Stomach is hollering at you, like, feed me now. So imagine doing 20 days, 30 days. This is how you reach these spiritual heights, this spiritual awareness, by starving your body, starving the flesh. And then you'll realize while starving the flesh, you'll be like, I'm not even hungry. My body's hungry. Oh, I'm not my body. You see that? All right, now we're getting up to Venus. All right, we didn't hit Mars, we didn't met the Martians, now we're going to Venus. Venus is a very, very feminine planet. Feminine. All males talking about they don't have feminine in them as liars. You can't be creative without being feminine. Huh? You can't, nothing you do that's creative, you use your feminine brain. Guess what your feminine brain is? The right side of your brain. That's your spiritual side. It's all feminine on that side. So a person that's too masculine and can't understand anything spiritual, he lacks his feminine principles. That's the whole thing of YAH'KI, Yahweh. Yod is masculine. If I'm lying, he speaks Hebrew very well. If I'm lying to you, let me know. Yod is a masculine attribute and entity. Hey is what? Feminine. So they call him Yah. So when you think about Yah, we always think just a man, but you can't just think man. You must think male and female, because all things consistent came through him, right? Or it. So then you get to Y. Y is what, Judah? What is Y? Masculine. So we got masculine, feminine, then we got masculine. Hey is what? Feminine. So you see right here, we got father, mother, son, and daughter. Right in the essence of this name, of this entity we call Yahweh. And this means the balance. In Kemet, they call it Ma'at. Righteous, justice, and truth. You see how it's the same science? Same science. One just made it a religion, and the Hebrews made it Hebrew Christianity. You got Kemetic religion. They just made it a religion when these were science basically guidelines to get us to reach our higher selves. All this comes from the order of Melchizedek, which the Bible speaks of. Psalms 110. Now, once you're done with Venus, once you're done with this Mars, you're in Venus. Venus, you start working on your heart chakra, which means you need love and you need healing. Anybody that's down in the heart chakra, don't mess with nobody. They usually very introvert. They say to themselves, you'll call them whenever you call them, like, I'm at the crib. You're like, you don't want to go to the club? No, I'm staying at the house. I'm talking about no matter when you hit them, they by themselves. These are people that lack love and are very lonely, but they express themselves out like they not at all. But inwardly, they very, very lonely. This is what this is messed with, though. This mess with the thymus gland. See, the spiritual aspect of this is self-love and love for others. They don't love themselves, so they don't know how to express themselves to other people, so they rather stay with themselves. But they be very lonely while by themselves. And these are people that talk the most when they're around and all of that, but then they go home and they be very introverted. So yeah, just people that play themselves a lot. And this is where a lot of us is stuck at, because we don't know how to love others because we don't love ourselves, and we haven't realized that all of us is one anyway. Did y'all know every cell in every atom in the body renews itself and goes to somebody else? If I die right now, my breath form will go back to YAH'KI, or who we call Yahweh. My soul will go into a waiting place and travel amongst the universe until I'm judged, or what they call the karmatic science, whatever we want to do. We can go Kemet, we can go Hebrew, we can go Christianity. It's all the same exact science system once you take the religion out. And guess where your flesh go? Your flesh go back to the ground and turns back into the same amino acids that it came from, back into the same atoms that breath forms. Remember we talked about gasified melanin. That goes back into its melanin substance. So when I die, all of my things go back to everything which is came, and then you got somebody else walking around and breathing it in, and then he have a baby. Well, guess what? All the atoms I just gave him, that's now in his scrotum, and then he have all the atoms go to a new form being. Energy is never lost. It's what? Only transferred. That's it. That's it. So you and me is the same. There is no you, there is no I, it's only us. It's only us. This is all that exists. I'm literally looking at many pictures of me. Many pictures of me. Y'all made of the same exact protons, neutrons, electrons, and atoms as me. Your DNA just got a little different signatures. Mine AGA and yours might be AGAG. Same thing though. There is no such thing as separate, nothing. Only thing that separates you from you and me is the soul quality that you created when your mother gave you a name. If you was born and they never gave you a name, never gave you a color, never told you that there was a bird and this was a computer screen, you would be in tune with everything around you. The worst thing you can never give anything is labels. Somebody, and
I was wondering what the difference between soul and body is.
so the difference between the soul and the body is what we're going to get to next on the next slide, but I'll break it down. So your body is your physical substance. It's called the matrix. You're literally a nervous system. This do not exist. This is what I said. This is photons beating so fast and full of vibration that it look like a physical substance, but it's not. Because when you look into it, and you go down to the bones, and you go to the blood, and you go to the cells, and you go to the atoms is full of 88% of nothing. Then you go to the electrons, protons, and neutrons, and you zoom in on them, it'd be nothing but thin air. You're literally projecting yourself. This is a holographic universe. It's a hologram. None of this stuff really exists. Only reason why you think it exists because the mind said it needs to exist for you can experience this so-called reality. We're living in a computer simulation. That's what DNA is. It's built up all these code frequencies. And noticing every DNA strand holds all this terabytes of information. Sounds like a computer to me. Remember, your liver grounds your brain. Your right and left side of your body. You are the ground. You are a walking vehicle. You are in your car. This is where you get the word incarnation from. It means you're in a car driving, experiencing reality. Literally. Everybody know this but the people who created this stuff. Why is that? Because they know when you are up here, you are not to be stopped. Ain't nothing, you be able to star travel, heal your cells, all the banking system will be back. Money wouldn't even exist. You don't need money when you up here. Everything is balanced. So basically your body is your flesh. Your spirit is your breath. They call this the etheric realm. And then you have your soul. Your soul is the mental point. If you look up the word soul in Hebrew, I mean in Greek it says psyche. Is where you get psychological from. You know what I'm saying? Every word that starts with psych, this means mind. So what connects your spiritual breath form in your body form will be your soul. So you are actually creating an ego as you live and experience reality. You're creating. So everything that you experience become a part of this thing we call soul. But what is soul? Soul is nothing but an egotistical aspect of you. See what I'm saying? So basically you come into this realm and you are taught about a soul and you give yourself an identity and so your identity is what? A name, a language, a car, a culture. All these things was taught to you by somebody. That's what makes up your personality, which is a soul. Person. Per means one, particular, right? Soul means what? You. That's why they call you a person, your own individual souls. But we are all one. That's why it says God and Israel is what? One.
I would say even in Isaiah 53 and 5, it tell you that his soul is made of all the.
Yeah. Yeah, so a soul is a byproduct. You're not soul. You're spirit. But your soul is judged for everything your body does while it's in this physical form. Because for every action is what? A reaction. You have something called a biofield. And this biofield starts from your heart and it goes out 30 feet from your body. That's why you can feel my presence in this room and not even have to talk to me because you have entered my biofield. This biofield looks just like a circle. It goes from your heart through your brain, up through your ground, which is your feet, back to your solar plex, back to your heart. So whatever you literally put out comes back. Literally. Ain't that crazy? So watch what you're doing. For real. Let's finish this chart up. So now we out of the liver of the spring. We done healed all this. We done went to Venus. Now we see what Venus is. It's connected to the heart. Remember, okay, so Horus. Horus is over the heart. It's the angel Raphael, which is the angel of healing in Hebrew. Raphael, Rapaka means to heal. Yeah, so Raphael means to heal in Hebrew. So if you can heal the heart, everything else will come into play because this is the balance point. This is the middle point. So that's why you say love heals all. Love cover a multitude of what? Sins. This is science, baby. Science. Yeah, science, baby, you know. You see that? So love and healing help with this attribute. So then when you get into the Kemetic science, they call it Horus. Horus or Haru. Now Horus is where you get the word hours from, because he had to take 12 to step before the sun came up, and then they knocked off the Horus, they changed it around and became hours. So that's why it's 12 hours in the day. You see that? Before sunset, which is set. All of this has been implicated into your language. So you walking around speaking magical languages that keep you bonded to your flesh and you don't even know it. Because we create what we speak. That's what abracadabra means. Check this out. So the attribute that gets this out is counsel. Talk to somebody. Your ass is lonely and you hurting, you need to talk. Counsel, communication. That's what a healed is. Literally, that's what a healed is. And of course, you need to learn self-love and learn how to love others. All right, now we done with, we up now, and we rising. We done went from 405, now we up to 530. Now we finna bang off 580. We in Uranus, bang. We hit Uranus, now we working on our throat chakra. You see that? Now it's time to start communicating. I don't suffer from lust no more. I'm not impatient no more. I done got my solar plex together. I got wisdom, power. My sexuality and my creativity is on 10. You know what I'm saying? My root chakra good. I done left from Saturn to Neptune. Now I'm on my way to Uranus. Now, once you govern all these things and you heal all these things, now you can teach others. Now, how do you teach others? Through what? Communication. Now it's time for you to speak. You see that? Now, this Uranus or the throat chakra communication is directly connected to what? The physical aspect is your throat and your lungs. This is where the breath form or the etheric form comes in and out. Because when you breathe, remember I gave y'all the analogy, I said put your hand in front of your face? You see that? That's the breath form. Now it's time for you to start creating what you speak. In Hebrew, they call it abracadabra. That's where that comes from. It's a Hebrew word. And y'all are Hebrews, whether y'all want to believe it or not. And I can prove that scientifically. So once you get there, once you get to the throat, now notice what the glands are there. The thyroid and the parathyroid. A lot of people are suffering from thyroidism or hypothyroidism. Now we know what's going on. Self-expression. They don't know how to express themselves, meaning that they very, very low in selenium and calcium. Because calcium is what brings and take away your depression. See, everything is attached to a gland. Every gland is attached to a mineral. Every mineral is attached to an herb. Every herb is attached to DNA. Every DNA is attached to melanin. And melanin is attached to the spiritual realm. You cannot talk about healing or you cannot talk about black beings without talking about spirituality. Period. Because we are everything. And we consist of everything. And everything consists within inside of ourselves. You are literally gods. Scripture tell you that. The melinated tell you that. You even get into Hinduism, when you start really dealing with the chakras, tell you that. Everything about religion and science tells you, the so-called black human race, that, hey, y'all the original gods. Y'all just failed. Y'all failed down here. Y'all used to rule planets. Y'all failed. We had a low state. So this is the ascension. This was the reason of this. For y'all can have self-love and self-knowledge and self to start seeking each other out and helping each other reach these different planets. So me and my boys, we have a different terminology. We like, hey man, where you at, man? Like, man, I'm going to Uranus. I'm like, all right, I know where you at. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Jupiter. Oh, okay, I see what spiritual aspect is. And it's good to play around with this stuff because this stuff downloads into your DNA, and everything you do, you incorporate healing and spirituality in it. See that? All right, so the thyroid and the parathyroid. All right, the planet, we got Uranus. The archangel is Gabriel. That's why people are like, man, that nigga got the gift of Gab. The gift of Gabriel. That's where Gab come from. This is Bible talk, y'all. Y'all ain't even know that, did y'all? I'm like, man, this nigga got us here to talk about the Bible. The gift of Gab, Gabriel, because he had a speaking tongues and he had a fiery serpent tongue, if you read the scripture, and he spoke to ministering angels. You know what I'm saying? And the Shekinah. So when you get into the Kemetic science, this is where you get ma'at from, the balance from. The attribute, once you reach this level, is understanding, because when you understand something, now you can teach somebody else what you just learned. Y'all get that? All right, now look, we on our way to Mercury. Mercury, it be popping on Mercury, I'm telling y'all. Mercury is the brain, okay? Physical aspect of the brain. The glands is the pineal gland and the third eye and the pituitary gland. These things is what regulates your spiritual and your emotional bodies. So if I took my brother Vic's brain right now, brain surgery, we cut his brain open and we look inside of it. What we see? We're gonna see matter, we're gonna see blood. We ain't gonna see no electricity because I took his brain out. We're gonna see some gooey stuff, we're gonna see some tissues, we're gonna see some little bubbles. But he be happy, he be sad, he be wanting to talk. Why we don't see his emotions, but they there? So what part of the body is that about then? We can cut his brain open and see all the physical things, but we can't see the spiritual things, but we know the spiritual is real because he had emotions. Why can't I see that? If all of these are through chemicals. Obviously, there's a spiritual aspect to a physical being, right? That's proven through science right there. So if there's no such thing as the emotional body and the spiritual body, cut my brain open and show me physical happiness. I need to see that. Show me. What substance that's going to be? Show me getting angry. I need to see that, not the chemical reaction side, but where it starts at. You can never do that because you are literally a spiritual being manifesting in a physical body, and that's why I can heal you through spiritual stuff. That's all that's going on. That's why my healing works and nobody else's don't. Believe it or not, that's how Dr. Sebi's healing works. If you get real deep into his classes and stuff, and you actually talk to Ma'ah, it's the same thing. They understood spirit. All right, we in Mercury chilling. This is awareness. Once that third eye open, now you're aware of self. To be aware of self is literally to sit down and be like, damn, I'm sitting down. Sounds crazy. Or to be thinking and realize that it's another person listening to the thoughts you're thinking, then it's another person in your brain hearing the whole damn conversation. Or to be arguing and finna do something bad, and you be like, man, I'm finna go this nigga up. And then somebody be like, no, don't do that. Two people. And then it's a whole other person in your brain, like mediating the whole situation. So you got all these different attributes inside of you, but you think you just a body. Huh? That's what's called being self-aware. You just was aware of three entities governing one body, meaning you have many different bodies. Period. My brother came back. All right. Yeah, 2 or 3 witnesses, what the scripture said. Oh, look, we can take this all back to the Bible, all back to mental natural. It's all the same science, all the same science. Remember, once you take the religious dogma out, you're going to see Melchizedek. And Melchizedek is widely spoken of in the King James Version Bible, especially when you get into the Hebrew. Y'all really want to learn about the governing systems? Take all that the Bible was made by the white man, crop out of the picture, and test it for yourself. It will blow your mind. You'll be like, dang, this is where all my history was at. This is where everything was at. So I'm not here to force nothing on y'all. I'm just here to speak. And y'all have inquisitive minds and go search for yourself. It won't let you down at all. I promise you. Hold on, brother. So look, now you're getting up into Yahweh. This is when you hit Jupiter. Once you hit Jupiter, you swinging and things. You there. You know what I'm saying? Now you can offer attributes to everybody else, and you can help other people actually heal. All right. This is the only one I put a landmass to. Now remember I was talking about 7, right? 7 days in creation. 6 days he rested on the 7th. Then you got 7 chakras, you got 7 glands, you got 7 holy archangels, you got 7 sets of Neteru, and then you got 7 main planets, right? You have 7 continents, you have 7 seas. We can keep going. What is this thing about 7? 7 represents completeness. It's perfection. You have 6 candlesticks on top of the menorah, huh? Like when you get into you will start seeing it means completion and perfection. So you're perfected when you reach 7. And we call this the YAH'KI. Now notice the archangel connected to this is Michael. We call this the Christ conscious. All right. Mercury is the actual Mercury. Jupiter is a planet. I don't know where I got Mercury from. I made this myself, y'all, so forgive me. That's an error. All right. Now y'all see the Kemetic one. It's Atum Ra. Atum means Adam. It's where Adam comes from. Atum, Adam. First thing, the first man. They call it the first blood. This is the first thing in this physical existence. Notice the land is from Africa. Guess what land this is, y'all? Yes, America. Guess what continent this is? America, for real. This one right here is Europe. You know what I'm saying? But that's another lesson that I got going on in a month or two in Chicago. It's all good. It's gonna be on the YouTube channel. So look. So check this out. So now once we get up here, notice the only thing this got going against it is what? The physical aspect of this is what? Melanin. You got Queen Peace. And melanin is not a physical thing, it manifests physically. All right, y'all drive safe. So
So how do you, I know what you said, move up, we have to pay. But how do you keep yourself safe if you don't?
So how you keep your, so there's no such thing as that. Just like there's no such thing as being fully alkaline. If anybody say you need an alkaline body, it's a lie. See, when you reach completion, you die. There's no need for you to have this test no more. There's no need for you to be in the simulation in the matrix no more. So once you get to that and you start sustaining that, you will no longer need your body. So you will leave this body and then you will go to another planet and you will start experiencing that frequency in that realm. We call that frequency either heaven or hell. Now, when you get into different sciences, they break down into different things, but yeah. So once you perfected the body, there's no need for the body. Remember, we're here to only gain information. You're here to use your nervous system to gain data, and then you're going back where you're going. That's it. You just here to gain information. What you think? All we do is exchange information. When we eat, we download the information. We have sex, I'm giving her my information. I'm sending my eyes out. I'm like, eyes, what do you see? The eyes be like, I see this light cold frequency. My brain interpret that. That's information. Everything a living cell and a living organism was put here to do was to gain information, to conquer the information, and then to download it within itself and bring it back to the God source. Because right now, YAH'KI is trying to figure himself out through us. So Christ conscious, Christ needed to experience reality. So he created 7 billion different people to have 7 billion different realities, to download 7 billion difference of information. Because in order to experience reality, you must have a what? A body. Y'all get that?
Yeah.
Some deep stuff, ain't it? Yeah. All right, we can go to the next slide. Now remember, this is called the light code frequency spectrum chart. Spiritual, physical, astral, etheric, and cultural. Yes, you do have a cultural body. A lot of us are not in tune with that either.
Okay, so I understand it. So you can't say in one time, but then also there really is such thing as healing because
Yes, there is a such thing as healing. Everything is what? Mind. So long as your mind is focused, there is healing. There's no such thing as HIV. There's no such thing as AIDS. All these are different frequencies.
Yeah.
Cancer started at 25 hertz. Cancer. Cancer started at 54 hertz, my bad. You're scientifically dead at 25 hertz. You could be alive and breathing and still be dead. You know what I'm saying? Bad food starts at 45 hertz. Candida kick in at 34. Then once you start reaching the 80s and on up in the megahertz, you'll start seeing everything is about frequency. Now you can find a certain frequency to stay on, but you're gonna always be up and down because the up and down is part of the experience. We were put here to experience. It ain't no point of being here if I'm gonna come here and be perfect. What's the point of heaven? What's the point of ascending? What's the point of this potential faultless motherland? You see what I'm saying? We are put here to be stressed. You was put here to test yourself. You was put here to push it to the limit. Brother. Yes, it's called duality. It's called duality. So, for instance, when he created a boy, the byproduct of a boy is what? A girl. When you create up, naturally you have to have a what? A down. Duality. Yes. Right, brother. Most definitely. Okay. All right, let's switch to another slide. All right. Now check this out. This is actually some cells that collapse, right? And then cells that's being reborn. Now, this is actually on my site. This says structures called, what's it called, y'all? Terasaki? Terasaki. That sounds like some Japanese stuff. Terasaki ramps. It says consisting of stacked sheets connected by what? Helical ramp. I'm saying that because I don't know the word, so I really y'all messing with me. All right. It says y'all. But look, these are neutrons. These are stars collapsing when they die. This is what this is. This is a star collapsing when it died, right? This is what it looked like when you burst inside your woman. When the sperm hit the egg, this is what happens. Literally, it's the same exact mechanism. Think I'm lying? Let's change to the next slide. Birth. This is the birth of a cell. Once it hits the actual egg of a woman, this is the death of what? A star. It's the same exact thing. So it seems like every time a star dies in the heaven, somebody is born here on earth. What is going on here? And then when they call us souls, which means sun, nucleus, new sun, we're made of photons, lights, and solitons, which is fragments of lights. Or we star beings, or we not. Then we die and we go back to which we came from. Why are we so connected to the heavens? Everybody is ruled by astrology. Everybody looking up. Huh? What's going on here? So when the Bible talks about us being light beings, it's not too far-fetched. And then again, you're made of what? Star stuff. Then we go through and show all the chemical compositions of a star, then all the chemical compositions of a man. It was only lacking what? One substance, which is what? Helium. So what are we, y'all? Really, what? Like, we stars. Yes, and the moment your light go out is the moment you die and go back to the source.
So that's why the enemy always gets these people to sell their soul or give their essence.
Exactly, give their what?
Their essence to become the superstars.
So she got it. Now, that was my next slide. That's how you become a superstar, when you sell your star, your soul. See, what this predator need is it need light code. Yes. What this predator needs is light code frequency to survive off of energy. You think they want your money. Money is energy. That's why they call it a flow. That's why it's called a bank. A bank is on rivers. Ain't rivers in the bank? But what flows inside of the river? Water. So money is called currency. A current is outside of a river, right? That's why you have liquid assets, frozen accounts. Don't this sound like water? Don't this sound like energy? Ooh. Hey, we are stocks and bonds. They understand that we the gods of earth. You just don't understand that. And they exploit the hell out of us.
So
man.
in truth, the evil entities known as Satan or Lucifer can't really survive
Without us.
And he doesn't really have the power that we think that he
Exactly.
has.
That's the whole point, Queen. Whole point.
I'm sorry.
No. Speak freely, please.
So one of the reasons why all the movies that you see, everything you see on TV is about violence, and it's about sex, and it's about
fear.
You know, she's
what does that do? What fear do? Weakens the kidneys and then
because in other words, you're afraid to step into the spiritual realm.
Exactly.
So whole Facebook, you guys are putting like actually you're like feeding it because you're taking selfies and you're putting all your business out there and you're telling them all about what you're doing.
Facebook is a god now. Y'all made it a god. Y'all praise it. Y'all worship it. Y'all put all of y'all energy into it. Facebook has became a living organism. It thinks on its own. Look, what's the first thing it asks you? What's on your mind? Then you want to know what's going on my mind. But since you want to know, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, you will surely die.
So listen, Elder, in Japan right now, they have this population, a large population of young people. Like you guys are young. No, between the ages of say 18 and 34, men and women, and nobody's dating because all these people are having these affairs with these
computer simulators.
They're like the little.
I was talking about that. All right, look, I'm gonna talk about that too. So, but this is what I'm going to. So this is what they call the mark of the beast for the computer simulation. They're literally trying to take your DNA and hijack you and upload you into computers. Malachi Maccabee, my brother. Yo. All right, here we go. It's all good. So look, it says also there is a similarity between the beginning of galaxies and the embryo at early stages, which testify there is only one creator. Be he exalted and blessed. God says, Yahweh is the creator of everything. Look at this embryo. Look at this birth of this galaxy. Same exact shape.
Wow.
This is the God and the power we're dealing with. Y'all see that? Amazing, right? Can't make this stuff up. Let's keep going. Oh man, I want to talk about this. This is a brain cell. This is the universe. This is actually a picture of the universe. This is actually a picture of your brain cell. These are neurons firing off from the nucleus of the pineal gland. This is an interstellar cluster of stars, and this is the universe and the networks. Guess what else looks just like this? The internet. A spider web. Where you think all this stuff come from? A motor come from your stomach. Your cell phones and speakers come from your ear. Voice boxes come from your vocal cords. When you get into Layla Africa work, he talks about this a whole lot. Make sure y'all look that brother up too. That's why I'm giving credit and sources to anybody that I help to help me come across certain information. Y'all see how deep that is? All right, we're going to the next slide. This is your eye, magnified and zoomed in. This is your actual eye. This is a nubia of a galaxy. What's the difference? It's made of the same thing, light only. Made of the same exact thing. This is a black hole. This is the cosmos. This is melanin. This is melanin. You are the stars. We are the God. Everything that's created is actually within us. Huh? So when he said, let us create man in our image, he wasn't playing. Huh? He wasn't playing. Let's go to the next one. We can go to the next one. All right, now it's time to get into actual healing. This is how I heal everybody through the lymphatic system. Anybody that follow me know this all I talk about. This is the key to healing because this is what carries all of your biotoxic waste, your lymphatic system. Notice it is actually generated by electromagnetic spectrums. So the only way you can move lymph is by motion. Lymph don't move no other way. Your blood is pumped by electromagnetic through your heart, right? Every other system in your body is moved by something. Lymph is stagnant. The only way you moving that is by moving. That's why I like to skate a lot. That's the only way you're moving it. But and you can offer it certain minerals to have it move more. Well, guess what it's generated by? Everything that I was talking about. So this is the nervous system glows from electrical signals and condensed what? Starlight. Remember what we talked about? What is condensed sunlight? Anybody? Did y'all listen? Is what? Condensed sunlight is what? Start with an M. Y'all so unsure y'all said we gotta go back to the chart. Y'all better get them hearts together. Melanin. Melanin regulates all this. Melanin is nothing but carbon. Carbon is nothing but sugar. Sugar phosphate is nothing but these protons and neutrons, electrons and solitrons. This go back to that living light, who we call Christ, who we call Mashiach Yahushua. That's that source. That's what's keeping all this together, and we are part of that source because we are Him and He is us. We make up the don't the scripture say we make up the body of the Messiah? Like when you start getting into this stuff and you put science to it, you be like, oh man, I most definitely understand it this way. I get it now. Come on. Now, I already showed all these. We can go to a new one. All right, now, the key to healing is this, healthy cells. Remember about the mitochondria? Your cells have a digestive system. Your cells actually need to take a poop. Well, cells end up taking a poop in front of each other, inside of itself, which is this right here, but it can't get out because it's too blocked by other cellular waste. You see that? So say if somebody got HIV, AIDS, or cancer or anything, it's all gonna look like this. All I'm gonna do is offer the body more melanin and more iron phosphate to go with inside of the cell nucleus and to clean the blockages out, literally. So as soon as I clean these cells out, it's gonna look like this. But when you come to me sick, this is what it look like.
So you constipate.
That's all. Look, all disease is constipation. That's it. Constipation. Constipation makes something called cellular erosion. Cellular erosion, whenever the body see it, the white blood cells holler at the cholesterol. Cholesterol gonna shoot up. As soon as the cholesterol go up, the cholesterol be like, hey, holler at them niggas, man. I need mucus to come handle business. Mucus gonna come, they gonna isolate the area. As soon as mucus come, they be like, hey man, inflammation gonna stabilize the area. It's gonna swell it up. Now all your phytonutrients trying to run towards there. Phytonutrients ain't gonna be able to get through because it's that blood-brain barrier. So the first thing he say, you know what? Let's boil it out. Temperature go up. It's gonna heat it out. Once the temperature go up and that ain't working, now it's time to offer some of God's healing herbs. Because you need something that's gonna go through that blood and get to that isolated area to suck all that mucus out. The thing about mucus is mucus comprise everything. It's like slime. Whatever it goes through, it picks up. So if you got cellular waste and the mucous membrane going and trying to get it out, but you eating bad and you still doing all the things you ain't supposed to do, it starts building up. The thing about mucus become crystallized. And when mucus crystallized, that's where cancer and pancreas disease and all these other diseases set in. And all I do is I go and I remove the mucus. That's it. If you remove the mucus, you remove all the sulfates from the cells. Once all the sulfur is removed from the cells, now you put burdock root or any type of other iron phosphate inside of your body. Remember, iron is what actually attaches to any type of oxygen. Oxygen is the breath form. That's why they say the life is in what? The blood. So you put iron in the bloodstream and you get Christ running through there, or that light wave, or that light cold frequency. What this is going to do when it gets inside your blood is going to bring oxygen to every living cell in your body. When you have 150 trillion cells full of oxygen, it's impossible for disease to set in. That's it. That's why you see herpes patients coming back 15 to 30 days later, like, look, my test came back, I don't got it no more. My IgG account was high, my glycoprotein was high, I don't got it no more. 4th stage of cancer, my boy Sam, older man, he be cursing me out, but look, he ain't cursing me out no more. Y'all keep don't bring me my damn herbs. Old man, I used to take too long to ship his herbs. I'm like, look, there's 100 people buying herbs, man. But like now, he don't have stage 4 cancer no more. He had it in his liver. Diabetes, Joy Elizabeth, a good sister of ours. We talked to her a lot. Healed over her diabetes. You know what I'm saying? So many people, Crohn's disease, everything, hair loss. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Through this knowledge that's been given to me, I've been able to heal hundreds of people and healing people right now. And I have the actual sheets, the diagnostic sheets showing sick with disease and now have no disease at all. And everybody been thinking this stuff been complicated. All I had to do was understand spirituality, understand my God. That's the crazy part. You say, my God. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ain't that deep stuff, man? Yeah. You go to the next slide. All right, that's another one. I'm overkilling. Let's hit another one. We don't need to run through that. All right, this is what I really want to start ending this note on. So, here go carnivore, here go omnivore, herbivore, frugivore, and a human. Now, this is a human. Who does his teeth look like? Before we even get into this whole thing, what do his teeth look like? Do it look like this?
No.
Not only no, but hell no. Do it look like this? Not only no, but hell no. What about, right? What about the herbivore? This is a hippo. It look like that? No. Oh, what about the gorilla? What about the gorilla? So, what do the gorilla eat? What do the gorilla eat? Hold on. Look, this is a question right here. Now, let's go through this stuff. Look, this scientifically will blow y'all mind. All right, so let's get to the carnivores. All right, one thing a carnivore have, I don't need to do the chart. We just gonna do common sense. We ain't gonna read through all the big words. They have claws, right? To do what? To claw down they prey, right? Do you got claws? No. Oh, you look like you got something that's made for peeling and scratching. Oh, let's talk about the teeth. Look at them canines. That's for what? That's for going into the animal to have a strong grip. Do you have canines? No. Okay, let's talk about their digestive system. They large intestines and they small intestines only equals about 10 feet when it's out their stomach laid out. Why? Because they can metabolic process and they can process food faster, but they can hurry up and poop it out before it won't set in and set diseases. Yours all together is damn near 30 feet. So you eat a piece of meat, it lays rotten inside of your intestines for years before you can push it out. Oh man, so look, so scientifically speaking, were you created to eat meat? Let's look. I mean, look, y'all want to look for yourselves? Y'all want to take some pictures of this? Huh? Now, let's get into vegetables. If I eat kale vegetable right now and I wait 6 hours and I go use the bathroom, yes, it's going to come out the same day, but guess how my kale coming out? The same way it went in. So, or you even made to process herbs. Herbs are for healing, not to eat all the time. You are literally a frugivore. You was made to eat fruits, berries, melons, and nuts. This is what brings the ATP to your actual cells and give you living cells. The reason why is because it's growing directly from the sun. You are a solar being. You are a miniature solar system. You are a sun. Just like they call Christ the son of light, you are a son of light. So guess what you need? You need sun rays and frequencies healing and growing your food. Did you know the sun was intelligent? Y'all don't see it rise on the east and set on the west? It obviously is intelligent. Huh? You see that? That's how intelligent the sun is. So when the sun is shining on these fruits and these tropical foods, it's actually putting intelligent melanin in them. When you eat these melanin, you eat this tryptophan, you eat this tycerin, you eat these amino acids, this lysine that you need. And guess what it does? It provides all the minerals and amino acids that your body needs. Guess who can't eat fruits? Guess who can't? No? Yeah, of course they don't eat. You will never see a lion chilling eating an apple. Hell no, ever. You won't never see no gorilla tackling a gazelle and eating a gazelle. You will see a gorilla peeling back bananas, getting his thing on. Right? Right. Now, the Eskimo. Eskimo is a black human being, Israelite, look just like us, but he stayed in a different climate. He was from the Arctic climate where it's very cold at. Do y'all see him eating fruits? No, he eat what? Fish, because he needs amino acids to stay warm. So he eats what was made for his genetic structure. So we're from Africa. We're from Israel. We're from ancient Sumerian, Sumer. What are we doing eating all this cracker food and all this McDonald's and all this other stuff? We're supposed to be eating stuff that's originally grown in our land. That's what got us sick. That's what got us sick. That's why we have to go back to the land. That's why we got to go back to Israel. That's why when he summoned New Jerusalem from the kingdom, we're going back to which we came, which is the Garden of Eden. Guess what grew in the Garden of Eden? Abundant trees. They yielded fruit every what? What yielded fruit what? Every what? Every month. 12 different fruits every month. Abundance to keep your body living and alive. So we can go to the next slide. A few more slides, brother. Even if I gotta give you a little extra, brother. Let's do this. All right, now this is going to the meat eaters, cats, foxes, dogs, wolves, lions, tigers, right? Now check out this. Look at their stomachs, man. Look at the stomachs. Look at the intestines, right? This is a carnivore stomach. This is a plant eater, a human. Look at this. You see how long this is? So if I eat a piece of chicken, which is all y'all eating, and chickens is genetically modified, the only real piece of meat that's even considered a chicken is a quail. If it ain't quail, you eating something that was made by a red-winged fowl and a great-winged fowl. They crossbred them together and they mix it with another mammal. This is where you get chicken from. You're not even eating the real meat. The only real so-called chicken is quail. Huh? Quail? You can get quail. You can get some quail. No, you have to go like you have to order it. But yeah, quail. What you say, Nick? Slow market sale. But look, I'm telling y'all this. I don't think y'all. I'm not gonna push it on y'all at all. I don't think y'all should know me. But y'all live. Y'all got some healthy meat though that won't kill you. Quail. And it probably block your system, but you can cleanse it out real quick. But this chicken and all of that, guess what? You gonna put it down, right? It's gonna hit that stomach. It's gonna stop right there. Then look. Next year it's gonna be right here. Look this stuff up. Next year it gets right here. Next year right here. It ain't even made it into the circle. Look, then it gets down here, finally for you to start processing it. Before it get there, it done took on all types of parasites. Because parasites eat off of it. Remember, if you set a fruit out of nowhere, you see fruit flies. Yeah. Like, where the hell did the windows closed, door closed? You don't got bugs and roaches. Where the hell did these nets and flies come from? They literally are born organisms inside of the fermenting fruits. Same thing that happened for me. Parasites are born from them. Parasites. So if you eat meat, you most definitely got parasites. These are facts. These are facts. So now you done created all these parasites. It's just going along your intestine lines, eating up all your good bacteria, boo-booing all through your cells. Yes, most definitely parasites. They call hookworms and tapeworms. And your brain is called fluke worms. Your parasites. I had a woman, I gave her a parasitic and I gave a man a parasitic. One came, he had a boil on his butt and a boil on his leg. I'm like, man, I'm parasite. Gave him the parasite eliminator, 16-foot worm came out. One came out of his butt. Look, one came out of his butt. He tried to pull it, it broke in half and sucked back in his butt. Literally. It's a testimony on my page. It's on my Facebook page. Go look at it. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. Worm. That big. That big. I had a lady. She came from Honduras after Dr. Sevi died. And she was listening and stuff. She had moved to Canada first, and I couldn't get my herbs to her, but she ended up moving out here in the States. Sent her a parasitic. One came out of her eye. Parasites. And she was like, I was wondering why my eye be, when I make that sound, it makes like a little squishy sound, and it be itching at night, and I feel something coming across, but it's never nothing there. She said when it came out, it was so clear she couldn't really see it. But she felt it moving on her hand. See what I'm saying? So like, we all got parasites in us. Especially if you eat meat. And if you eat seafood and oysters and all that, you most definitely, you need a parasitic cleanse ASAP. ASAP. But look, that's why when you get inside the scriptures, you never eat the bottom feeders. You don't eat them type of bottom feeders. They full of that. Oysters, full of that. That's it. So, crab, can't eat that.
So I think you kind of answered my question. So I was going to ask about the meats that are clean.
Hold on, I can't hear y'all.
So the meats that we can't eat, but is that for people who are in that landmass who...
No. So when you get inside the scriptures, the meat you can't eat is good for anybody. Good for anybody. He wanted to separate spiritual from bad. So you can't eat a pig, because if you eat a pig, you act like a pig. Well, a pig have no self-respect. It eats everything that comes in sight. It have no intuition. It just want to feed off things. So you don't want to, if you are children of God, you think before you do. Your steps are calculated. So that's how he did it. Plus, it's very unhealthy for you. It gives you high blood pressure. It's full of sodium, and they give you worms. But according to the order of Melchizedek, meat was never in the plan because death was never in the plan. So we ate living things that grown for living things. Notice death didn't come into the world until Adam sinned. Now we got eat meat because he had to give up a sin offering. Now we got killing the meats. But then you don't see on record in the scripture, no meat getting ate until after Genesis 9. Till after Genesis 9, until somebody proved me wrong. And I didn't comb through them. So you see, that's not even our diet. Now, he gave you a will to eat it, but do he want us eating meat? No. He wants you eating the original diet that he gave Adam and Eve, or Kawa. And that is fruits, berries, melons. And when you get a little sick, which you didn't get sick back then, you just need to step up the energy, grab you some herbs. Period. But we are fruitable. All right, let's get us to the next slide. Y'all getting all this information? All right, these are light code frequencies. I already went through this for you, but I'm going to run through this real quick. Remember, dead things start at 10. When you sick is at 30. When you tired, you at 50. Healthy is 70. Remember what I told you about 7? What 7 mean? Completion. Yes, sir. Y'all be listening. When you get that energetic feeling, you was at 90 frequency. Frequency is at 91, and then it goes up into 150. 150 and up is life. That's when you reach the state of being a whole being, or what they call your Hawa, or having a Christ conscience. That's when you don't get sleepy. Your ATPs is firing off. And your thought patterns is very, very high frequency. And you know what I'm saying? That's when you really vibrating high. Now, nothing messing with you. When you're a negative conversation, you be like, that's shit for earthlings. I'm up here. I'm on the throne. I ain't down here with the earthlings, the physical beings. Yeah, it's on my website. It's on my Eat to Live page. Now, check this out. So you see canned foods. Look how low canned foods is, y'all. That's at 3 hertz. See that processed foods like fries and sugar? That's at 5. You supposed to be up here at 70. We eat stuff right here. Huh? You spend all this money. You spend $100 on some shoes. You spend $200 on an outfit. You blinged up in jewelry. Got a car. Then you would drive your ass to McDonald's and get something off the dollar menu. That's what this is right here. So you supposed to be at 70, but you shopping and you feeding your body at 3, 5, and 30. Then look, notice when you get the raw vegetables, what do it shoot up to? It shoot past what? So that's when you get into your healthy stage. Now look at fruits, berries, and melons. Ooh-wee. Where that's at? 90. Now you get into that God body. And then you get sunlight and spring water and the spirit of YAH'KI, and you at 150. See that? This is scientifically proven. So
what do you suggest is the best water out here so far?
Best water out here is volcanic water, full of sulfur and mineral. If you can't get that, which I said it on my site as well, is the waters that we brought, which will be the alpine. You know what I'm saying? They say it's at 7.8 potential hydrogen or pH balance, but it's really at 9. And they just do. Notice don't nobody buy those, and they're the cheapest, but they the most abundant to your body. It's crazy. They promote that exactly. That's not good for you because it's called population control. Ain't nothing better than a dead nigga. I'm gonna use it for all your money. Then I'm gonna kill you. After I kill you, I'm gonna get all the money off your back claim insurance bond. Then you already got rich off your Social Security number. You in the Federal Reserve. They making banks off of you. Now you dead. Hey, cut that nigga chest open. I need them organs. Autopsy. They cutting you open for. He got shot in the head. You in this nigga chest for. They need them organs, that melanin. They even extorting us after we dead, y'all. Yeah, yeah, so the thing about seeds is, no, the scripture tells you that we will eat our bread defiled amongst who? The Gentiles. So you're gonna eat your food gonna always be messed up. That's why it's mind, body, and what? Spirit. You can convert your food. So what your food is gonna do is gonna take the bad stuff, kick it out anyway, and then it's gonna key in on the phytonutrients. It's gonna go to the chemical factory of your body, which is your liver, and it's gonna take all the simple amino acids it need from there, and it's gonna kick everything out anyway. So no matter what you eat, it's gonna get the good stuff, and if it ain't got no good stuff, it ain't gonna download the bad stuff. The bad stuff gets stuck in your nerves and sanctuaries and everything else in your body anyway. That's where disease set in at. So regardless, your body's never gonna take the bad stuff. That's why you get sick, because the bad stuff just sit around in your body because you're not cleansing your body. So the thing is, you don't need food to survive. You need amino acids and you need minerals to survive. You need minerals. That's how Christ was able to fast 40 days and 40 nights. You need minerals. Minerals is in water. Minerals is in the air. It's just, we've been taught that, you know, people actually think if they fast, they're going to die. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? People think if they fast, they're going to die. And this is, do you know I highly recommend a fast healing anybody? 3-day fast, off back. 3-day fast, go on a fast.
So do you go through that weekly stage?
Oh, most definitely. I done been to a stage where I had to crawl, like, oh, man. My stomach on 10 right now, and because I ain't ate. So yeah, anybody any more questions before we go to the next slide? Let's keep it going. All right, check this out. This is the part I wanted to get to, and then we're going to close it out after like 2 more slides. Check this out, y'all. This is a slice of meat, not cooked. So when a tiger go and they see a gazelle, they be like, get over here. And they eat it raw. Why don't you eat your food raw? For one, it's nasty as hell. For two, scripture tells us don't do it. For three, even when you get into the comedic signs, you can't do that because it's bad for you. But why do tigers do that? They don't cook their meat because when you cook it, you cook all the electricity up out of it. So that's why they eat their meat what? Raw. That's why you're supposed to eat your fruits and veggies what? Raw. Look at this apple. Now look at the meat and look at the apple. We get way more phytonutrients and electrons, protons, and neutrons than the animal kingdom. When we eat a raw apple, this is how much electricity is in there. Look at this sprout. That's a bean sprout. Look at all this stuff. Look at these mushrooms. Shrooms are good for you. I love shrooms. Especially the magical ones. Blow your third eye open. Boom, you be on Planet Neutron. You want to go see God? Do a mushroom. You're going to see your house, boy. Look how electrical that is. Look at this broccoli. You see all that? Now, you see that? But when you start cooking the food, you cook all the phytonutrients up out of it. All the phytonutrients. Notice, that's why any animal in the animal kingdom do not eat, they do not cook their meat. Show me one gorilla, that's a primate to eat fruits. Show me one tiger, show me one bear that goes and swoop a fish out of the sea and go put it on a skillet somewhere. Do we even put seasoning on it? No, we eat it raw. So we learn from nature. So what are we doing? Where did we get this from? With my brother?
I had a few people hit me up real quick, say what happened to the live.
That's probably what was happening when it went out. Oh, tell them they out. So we're gonna close it down anyway, but my brother recording everything. It'll be up on YouTube. I tell him it's gonna be on Honor Humility in a couple days.
Yes.
All right, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going again. I went over there. Well, no, let's get there. Let me get there. Because it said cooked meat. Now, peep this. Now, peep cooked meat. Now, this is why the crocozoid love they meat raw or what? Medium rare. Because it keeps the electrolytes in it. Notice, as soon as we get meat, we be like, I want mine burnt to a crisp. And some tomatoes burnt to well done. You ain't even get nothing from it. Hey, you ain't get nothing from it though. You ain't get nothing from it. Yeah, but the thing is, so if you ain't get nothing from it, what the hell is the point of eating? Look, this is great. Meat tastes so unnatural to you anyways, you have to put all this stuff on it to even eat it. If y'all think I'm, just make a hamburger, eat it without a bun, ketchup, lettuce, and tomatoes right now. You ain't gonna do it. So you gotta dress this stuff up to make it look like something anyway. And notice what you do to your meat. You always gotta put some vegetables and fruits on it. Knowing that you're naturally a fruitivore, man. I'm trying to tell you. It makes no sense, brother. Hey, go to the next slide. All right, back to you. Go to the next slide. All right, so I started this off with this question: who are you? Can anybody take a crack? Raise your hand if y'all know. Anybody through this hope? Of course not you. Anybody else? What? Star seed. What'd you say? Light, which is a star seed, and you come from Yahweh. So I didn't give y'all that many Bible verses. I probably shouted out about 10 plus Judah, so altogether probably like 17 Bible verses. But did y'all understand a lot about the Bible now since y'all came and talked to me? So is it this just white man's book anymore, or is it something deeper than what we've been thinking it was? Way deeper. All praise. So that means my job is well done. It's all good, brother. All good. So I'm 10 minutes, brother. Whatever I need, bro, I got you. All right. I did 10 minutes of question and answers, and then we'll finish off at this table. Is it a question or is it an answer?
Just a quick statement. The Bible wasn't rewritten; it just needs to be reread.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. I'm glad you made this statement. He said the Bible wasn't rewritten; it just needed to be reread. I'm gonna cut the lights on, and then y'all can ask any questions y'all want, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Did I do it right? So, any question y'all want? Again, did y'all learn though? It was good. Y'all learned everything y'all needed to learn. All praises. So, any questions y'all got at all? Let me know. We start with you. The who?
Life machine is a frequency sound wave that actually can, you can hold on to it, the ballers, and they have some way you can attach like
Y'all be quiet. She's trying to ask a question. I can't hear her.
Yeah, it's called a rice machine, resonant light. They're in Canada. They actually sell them in a lot of naturopaths, and people are gearing towards that because it's a sound wave frequency machine. So it can go in, and I actually got mine is on the way. You have mitts, you have the feet and the knees, and one to go across your stomach. So it has a booklet and it tells you which frequency, like candida or cancer, what it vibrates on. So when you turn it on, you're holding it and it's going to the cellular level. And it's killing off those cells like leukemia.
I ain't heard of that. I'm gonna have to look that up. I ain't heard of that. Thank you for telling me that. I'm gonna look that up. Queen.
I read something about helium and how it was bad for the body.
Yeah, helium.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why helium is not inside. Remember we looked at the chart, helium is only in the stars, but it's not inside of us. So yes, too much of it is hot for you, because it brings all the oxygen to your brain.
So, and I was asking it because in the hospitals, they actually hook up helium to people that have asthma.
Yeah, very bad. It actually damages the lungs. They hook up, then they put sugar water in you that's full of aluminum too. When they say they need to flush you out or you need to be hydrated, yeah. Like if you start looking up that stuff, they tell you there's nothing but sugar and water in there, but once you get down to what's in that sugar, it's actually aluminum and all types of stuff. Yeah, so yes, it's bad for you. Any other questions? Anybody? So,
I want clarity on sulfur. Have you heard it, the MSM?
MSM, yes, I heard of that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
sulfur, period. You don't need it. What sulfur do is stop amino acids from creating proteins. You know what I'm saying? That's the only sulfur you need. Now, remember we looked on the chart, we only had 3% of that. That's all you need. Anything other than that will suffocate you.
Okay.
So remember, sulfur kills. Now, inside of white people's, inside of all their cells, that's what's in the middle of their melanin. In the middle of ours is selenium. And I'll talk about that in my next lecture. Anybody else? Brother.
To have like independent study, would you have to like focus primarily on like pathology or like biochemistry? Like what would be like?
Yeah, to become where I'm at, biochemistry. That's the way to find true healing is in biochemistry. Period. And when you get into biochemistry, that's when you figure out. It's all studying God, y'all. Studying nature. Anybody else? Queen, did one of y'all have one?
I was just doing to make sure I'm learning about the course that I was just, that's on your site.
Yeah, so I got a course on my site. Talk to the queen. I'm gonna take the price down. We gonna go down on the price. It's gonna be $175 for the course. So remind me that, and I'll change that course. We do metaphysical classes. We teach about the metaphysical bodies. We teach about the metaphysics of Yahweh, and we teach herbal. I teach herbalism, everything, mind, body, and spirit. So that's on my website, y'all. Go under Melchizedek Mystery Arts, and then you'll be able to download everything from there. Once you pay, it sends you an email, and attached to the email will be all the sheets you need, and then it'll give you a date when we start in school. So yeah, all of that is there, all that information. Anybody else, Queen?
I did study in chakras, and like when I did, they had said that it is 7, it governs the body.
But it's way more than 7.
Yeah, they said that it's 12.
No, it's more than 12. It's 100. It's 144. Really? And this represents the 144,000 angels. Yeah. So yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but I get into all that in the metaphysical classes. Anybody else?
So I know you said that iron is what we need. Just speaking from a nurse perspective, whenever you refer patients to take iron, they always complain of constipation. So you're saying that we need iron.
No, they give you the wrong. They give you iron oxide. You need iron phosphate. They giving them iron from rocks. We need iron from plants. That's the only difference. Yeah, iron oxidized kills you. It constipates you and it drains your blood. And it messes with your spleen too. Iron phosphate gives oxygen to the blood and the cells. It's a difference. They giving us the wrong ish. Queen.
Sorry, baby, I just have to. Give me a minute. Okay, you said so we all have a job to do.
Yes.
We all energy.
Yes.
And we like to retrieve information.
Yes.
Or gain information.
Yes.
And we're doing this for God.
No, you're doing this for self.
You're doing it for self.
Yeah, you are. The whole thing is you are God. God wanted to experience Him, so He created you. So the whole point of you was not created to be a slave. You were not created just to keep 10 commandments. You was created to be a God of earth. You was created to explore. You was created to procreate. You was created to be in His image. So you were created to be Him. So what your position is, you chose to come here in this flesh because you needed this human experience. Because obviously in the spiritual realm, you wouldn't right. Because remember, Adam and Eve had fell from where they was. So your whole thing is to retrieve this information and to keep this certain balance and to come here to fulfill your purpose, and then you go back. All right, bro, I'm gonna call you when I leave.
All right,
So you see what I'm saying? So when you in this realm, the whole point is, if there wasn't no purpose for you, then you wouldn't even be here. Because things without purpose don't exist. You see what I'm saying? So you're here for experience. All we're doing is here is we're experiencing, we're leveling up. So all we doing, because we have failed. We are the ancestors. Sound crazy, but we are. But I talk about that in my other lecture. We are the ancestors. Did you get that?
I did.
You sure?
Yeah.
I don't want nobody leaving here with no.
I have a question. Okay, so as far as like I watch Dr. Sebi a lot, and certain vegetables and stuff that he said is man-made and not like cauliflower, broccoli, and all of that. So you still recommend it? Like, is it still helping us?
Yes, it still helps you. So the thing about cauliflower, broccoli, that was made in Holland. It was a crossbreed. Broccoli is a crossbreed of kale, which is the lettuce on top of the broccoli, and then celery, which is the bottom part. That's where you get broccoli from. Cauliflower is the same thing. It's just extracted with all the melatonin is not in it. These things still offer vitamins, but the thing is they become acid after they hit your stomach. So it's good going down, but once it get down, it's something called hydrogen ions. It becomes acid. So yes, you still can get, like if I eat a plate of broccoli right now, I get phytonutrients from it. But if I eat a plate of broccoli every day for the next week, it'll make me sick. You get that? So what Dr. Sebi did, he didn't offer anything that was made by man. But I mean, our clothes that we got on our naked bodies was made by man. Our shoes that keep our souls from hurting when they touch the concrete was made by man. The car you came here with was made by man. So it's all about what you need to differentiate. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you're doing and what you eat. I don't recommend anything that's not a part of the God diet, but sometimes in other conditions, I'd rather eat a piece of broccoli than eat a piece of meat. See what I'm saying? So it's all about balance.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
As far as like deodorant, soap, well, I know like black soap and shea butter for the skin, but like deodorant, things like that.
For deodorant, use key limes.
Key lime.
Yep, I put on some key lime. Just you cut it in half and you rub it around. I'm talking. I tested it for 3 days. I purposely didn't wash my butt for 3 days, see how long it stay on there, and it works. 3 days. That's all I use deodorant. Now I don't have to use anything because I eat healthy and I don't get musty. So, Uriah, my brother.
Alright, so as far as like the raw food itself, so on the aspect of people eating raw food, right? So what about people who eat sushi?
Sushi. If you eat sushi, you got parasites. If you eat sushi, you got parasites. Sushi is the #1 cause of parasites in America. It's up to like 87% now. Sushi is very bad for you. Sushi is for bears and for polar bears and for penguins and stuff. It's not for us. So no sushi. Sushi very bad for you. You got sushi, you need a parasitic cleanse, bro. For real. Anybody else?
What about soy?
Soy is very bad for you. Very, very bad for you. Soy actually makes men grow breasts and it makes them very effeminate. No soy. Never eat soy. Never eat soy. It's very bad for you. And it raises the estrogen inside of your body. So you with too much estrogen get something called fibroid tumors inside of your vagina. So stay away from the soy because that's what starts all of that. Anybody else?
Yes, the parasitic cleanse, exactly, how does it go about taking the cleanse? Does it go with, the diet?
Yes, I gotta go with the diet. I don't subscribe no herbs without a diet because diet is the reason why we sick in the first place. Brother.
This is a basic question for the sister who watches your videos and things like that. We personally know a sister that's suffering from schizophrenia. What is something you recommend her do?
She need brain food. She need a brain detox. Them are parasites in the brain on the physical aspect and the spiritual aspect. They call it low frequency thought forms of demons. So you have to treat her psychologically and physically. But I treat everybody the same, psychologically and physically. So yeah. Nope, you can't because the baby gonna come out with the parasites. Because the body already when your body is with child in certain conditions and the stress condition we living in, it's already looking at your baby like it's an intruder. That's why black women is the highest amongst miscarriages because the body has been so defiled by this white man system and the air pollution. As soon as you get pregnant, it'd be like, hold on, it's another intruder. So no, because as soon as it starts the elimination process, it's gonna think the baby is an elimination process and it's gonna be with the baby. So that induce labor very quick. So no.
So I
when you're pregnant? Water and fruits, and there's certain other herbs like you got the tonics and stuff like that, but you don't take hardcore astringent herbs like the parasitic, because that's whatever's in your body coming out. Yeah, imagine a worm that's been in your body for 2 decades. You only had a baby in there for 9 months, and you take that and the worm coming out within 7 days, so that baby coming out too. So yeah. You got a question, Queen?
Oh, well, they answered it, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking our time for, doing this for us. You answered so many questions for me today. You put it all together. I just appreciate it. I really, really do.
I love it. I love it. So, April, how you doing, Queen?
I wanted to ask, have you treated children for like autism?
Yes.
ADD?
Yes. All you do, that's another brain detox. So, vaccines is what created autism. Yeah, I did a whole lesson on my Facebook, right? I did a whole lesson on my Facebook about that, and it's how to heal that. All you got to do is detoxify the brain. The main herb I use is ginkgo berry, rosemary, ginkgo berry and rosemary, and go to it.
For how old can you start doing
Any age with that. If you had vaccines, you got some type of disease. If you had the zoster vaccines, you got some type of form of herpes. Whether it's trigger, whether it's itchy elbows, whether it's the genitals, whether it's blisters on your lips, whether it's eczema, or whether it's bad chronic acne, that's still herpes. So if you had any of them vaccines, you got herpes. So you need to get a herpes viral cleanse.
I mean, if you have like a 2-year-old that was vaccinated, how are you treating them?
So you just give him the same thing that I give an adult. I just water it down more. I add more water to it. I won't put no alcohol in it. I use more glycerin, which is a vegetable blood oil, and then I add it into a liquid form, and I won't do any pills. I have done it before plenty of times, so yeah.
But with the taste, do they only taste to that?
Yeah, because I feel with the children, I feel mine with agave nectar and sativa and stuff like that, so it's sweet. Yeah. Question in the front?
You'll also mention to people who suffer from depression. What is something, because they don't be watching.
Depression is